This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is brought to you thanks to the support of Generations Bank, Little John Orthodontics, Bill Cram Chevrolet, DeSanto Propane, Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, Brad Van Dusen Photography, It's a Wonderful Run 5K, Penny's Place Family Restaurant, Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies, Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, Wilson Press and Mail House, Connie's Diner, Stever's Garage and Jim's Auto, and FingerLakes1.com for digital marketing.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Friday night at the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester, New York, where tonight we kick off championship weekend here on FingerLakes1.com with a pair of dandies on tap to determine the winners of the 2020 Section 5 Class C1 and C2 champions. First, it will be the Wayne County League champion, Lyons Lions, looking for their third straight sectional title against the pair of Yellow Jackets in the C2 title game. Then, for our nightcap, one of the most hotly anticipated basketball games in recent memory as the Red Jacket Indians match up with the Marcus Whitman Wildcats in the Class C1 final. It'll all unfold tonight right here on FL1 Radio, so settle in and let's get it on at the big house. So glad you could be with us tonight. I'm Jim Sinicropi, high above the court at the Blue Cross Arena alongside my broadcast partner, head coach of the 1993 state champion Clyde Savannah Golden Eagles, and our A-Team Ace color commentary here at FL1 Sports, Kevin Sharp.
Oh, boy.
How you doing, Sharpie?
I'm doing great, man. What a great night of basketball. I've been looking forward to this all year.
I mean, Lions is a regular here at the Blue Cross. Tonight they'll be going for their school's 20th sectional championship, which is second only to East High.
Right.
And they're facing a familiar foe in Perry, which is going to be a great game. And then in the nightcap, immediately following this game, or about 45 minutes following this game, we're going to have Marcus Whitman versus Red Jacket. And that's a matchup that we talked about heading into the season when Marcus Whitman decided that they were going to play an independent schedule and forego their membership in the FL West. Then Red Jacket just rolled through the Finger Lakes West 19-1 record, and we just always wondered what it would be like if they played.
Right.
And they're going to play tonight.
Absolutely. Well, when they went independent, I didn't realize what sectional class they were in. And then when I realized they were both the same sectional class, this is something I was looking forward to all year long. So it should be an very interesting nightcap. I don't want to underplay this one too much, though, because I think this one's going to be a dynamic game as well.
Yeah, so let's shift our attention to game one here. The top seed Lyons Lions against the 2 seed Perry Yellow Jackets. And, we mentioned Lions, one of the winningest programs in all of Section 5. As a matter of fact, if you take sectional titles away and just go with wins, they are the winningest program in Section 5 history since 1975. 787 total wins and counting, surpassed Newark, who had been the winningest program in 2017 and 18. So, one down year by Lions, Newark might take it back. But long story short, a lot of history here. Going back to Jim Boeheim playing for Lions,
right.
And then the legendary coach Dean Schott, and now his son Dean Schott Jr. Is manning the helm.
Yeah, you don't get a chance to have 20 sectional titles without having some great coaching. We've talked about this before, going from, Rod Verkey to Dean Schott Sr. to, Steve Veeder, Zach Young, and now Dean Schott Jr. is taking over the helm. So just a great line of coaches here.
And it didn't take long for Dean to get that first sectional title last year. And so Lions is going for 3 in a row tonight.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment. Yeah, he's done a great job with this group of kids. He's battled some battled some adversity this year, that's for sure. And the kids are playing through it. I've said this a couple other times. I love the way they play basketball. They share the ball. They don't care about who scores. They just play the game the way it should be played. So my hat's off to Coach Dean Schott and the rest of his coaching staff.
So we are inside the Blue Cross Arena. They call it the Big House. It's the goal of every Section 5 boys basketball team to end up here. And fortunately enough for the teams we're going to see tonight, they're going to put it all on the line on a big stage. It's different, much different than a high school arena. We're coming off our semifinal week in which FingerLakes1.com covered 10 games in 3 days. and every one of those games was inside a high school gymnasium, semifinal doubleheaders where the walls were shaking, and then you get here, and if you're out on the court, it's almost like you're isolated from the crowd. There's a hockey glass around the arena, and it is something special for these players, but if you've never been here before, it's certainly something different, and most of these Lions players have been here before.
Have, right. I mean, Horace Betts has played here before. I think Benji Kemp's had a few great games up here. Amir James has played here. So, I mean, I think they're going to be able to overcome the stage. It's not going to be too big for them, I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination.
And this would be the second game of 3 games here at the Blue Cross Arena here on Friday night. It's the Class C championship games. The winner of Game 1 was Cal Mum defeating York 72-43. And why that might be interesting to Wayne Finger Lakes teams our fans, is that after these sectional championships, the 3 winners next week will compete in a state playdown tournament, a little mini tournament. And Red Jackets' one loss this season came to York, and Cal Mum just handled York really easily. What is that, a 29-point win?
29 points, yeah.
And so you got to wonder, you think the C3 being the smallest of the 3 classifications, they might be the underdogs, but after what we saw tonight, especially the game Vinny Malsani had.
Very, very impressive. I think Vinny Malsani scored over 90 points in 3 combined games. But it's not just him. They've got a host of other players, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be covering them this year, in the play-in games, so we can get a lot more information on them, down the road.
So, the Perry Yellow Jackets.
Yep, they come in on winning 12 in a row.
So they're hot.
They're hot, yep.
And, I think a lot of people have kind of overlooked everybody in Class C2 except for Lions because of the success they've had in recent history. But in the semifinals, Geneseo gave them everything that they could handle. Lions holding on to win 62-60. And, the ball was in the air on a half-court shot that could have ended their season. But they did survive, and here they come again against, like you say, a Perry team that's hot.
Yeah, I think there's one common opponent. Perry lost to Geneseo by 14 earlier in the year. So, I mean, Geneseo's a very, very good team that gave Lions everything they could handle. Lions came out victorious. But this time of year, it doesn't matter whether you win by 1 or 29 like Cal Mum win.
Right.
Just survive in advance.
And so Perry does come in at 17-5. They got here to the finals as the number 2 seed out of the Livingston County League Division II, where they had a 16-4 record by defeating Cuba Rushford in the opening round, and then defeating Alexander 63-56. That's the team that knocked Clyde off.
Right.
For a while there, we thought it was a potential to see a Clyde Savannah Lions final in the Blue Cross, which would almost be too good to be true. But you hear the buzzer now from down on the court. There's about less than a minute now on the pregame clock. We're almost ready to get underway. And we talked about how different this is from your average high school arena. We're actually situated way up top in the rafters, about as high up as you can go here in the Blue Cross Arena near the Rochester Amerks broadcast booth. And we have a great view of the game, but this court is entitled Les Harrison Court. It's got light blue trim around the entirety of the sidelines and baseline. Les Harrison Court in orange, lettering across each baseline with white trim. And then the inside of the three-point arc here is a solid orange, except for when you get inside the paint in the free throw lane, where it's basically just clear wood. Center court, a solid blue circle. And inside there, the Section 5 logo, which is always a nice touch.
Right. What a great tournament Section 5 does here. I mean, it is a nice way to culminate it. It's not the same excitement as you're going to see at like Newark the other night, or Canandaigua for that girls game, or Pittsford Southern when Newark and Geneva played there, Newark versus Waterloo. But this is a really special moment for all the kids participating here.
So both teams are now actually lined up on the court. We might be getting national anthem here.
Looks like someone's going to be singing it down there right in front of the scores table.
Oh, outstanding. So we're going to keep it here during the national anthem. it does sound like it may be a student from Lyons. But difficult for us to get some information up here. But we are going to keep it here for the national anthem. And then after the anthem, we'll be back with the opening tip of the Section 5 Class C2 championship game between Lyons and Perry. And excellent job. Apologize, we don't have that singer's name for you. She did an excellent job. It's got to be a little nerve-wracking to...
in this facility, absolutely.
So the teams are now meeting at half court. Shaking hands is the protocol here before all sectional championship games here at the Blue Cross Arena. Lions is going to be in their home whites as the top seed with maroon lettering. Lions across the front, and the Perry Yellow Jackets will be in their road navy blues, dark blue, similar to Victor blue, with gold lettering, and the bottom of their dark blue shorts does have a wide swath of yellow trim.
Kind of like Whitman, too. We'll probably see Whitman wear their blues later tonight.
That's right. Whitman will be an underdog, which is something different for us. And Lions and Perry, both with cheerleaders. So we're also seeing the coaches head out to midcourt. Now for the Perry Yellow Jackets, it's Anthony Macaluso in his first season, and there's a little interesting backstory.
Yeah, he was a longtime JV coach for Buddy Brasky over at Batavia. So, and he played at Leroy. So he's got some really good coaching pedigree, just like Coach Schott. He took over for Zach Young, who took over for Steve Peter, took over for Dean Schott. So there's a lot of interesting storylines here. Buddy Brasky, anybody knows, plays good hard man-to-man defense, up in your face. They share the basketball, always in great position. So I'd be expecting the same thing out of Perry tonight.
And from Lions and Coach Schott, we can probably expect a lot of end-to-end action, a lot of full-court action, and this is a big court at the Blue Cross.
Right.
A lot bigger than the Atwood.
Lions this year averaged 71 points a game, and they gave up 51, where Perry averaged 56, and they gave up 49. So, the difference there is 122 versus 105. So if Perry can keep the scores in the 50s, keep around that 110 mark, they might have a pretty good chance. But if it gets to be an up-and-down game, Perry's not very deep. So it's something that could really play into Lions' favor. They're pushing the tempo.
I mentioned these teams have played quite a bit over the past decade. Perry won the Class C3 title in 2014 and the C2 title in 2010. Those are the last two sectional titles won, although the Yellow Jackets lost in the C2 championship game in 2011 and then 2017, 2018. So it's a town with a proud basketball history. And then head coach Anthony Macaluso, a Leroy graduate, and taking over a program that went 14-10 last year under former head coach Brian Ellsworth, senior guard Carson DeVinny has turned into a double-double scoring and rebounding machine for the Yellow Jackets this season, who employ a spread-out attack which features a number of capable scorers, including senior Michael Hockey, junior Michael John Grover, and sophomore sharpshooter Mitchell Hockey.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and I called a few coaches around the Genesee region this week trying to get a little bit of information on Perry, and they just said the kids are grinders. They just go out and they play hard. They dig for every loose ball. You'll see kids diving all over the floor, so they just keep plugging away.
Now for the Lions, we do know that Justin Tootie Smith is out tonight. Also, Jarrell Petty and Nate Henry not in uniform tonight, and we can't tell you exactly why, but they're in street clothes on the bench, and it's got to be disappointing. But the Lions do bring senior Benji Kemp, and when you talk about sectional championship games, or actually any sectional games, it's always a possibility it's the last game for your seniors. It puts a little extra on the line, and Benji Kemp's a kid that we've followed for a long time on FingerLakes1.com, and certainly love his game and love his demeanor and personality, and tonight it's his team, his game, and on a big stage.
He just does everything the right way. You know, I think Corsi hit it great. He said he just wants to take him home and put him on his team. You know, I mentioned Perry being a bunch of grinders. Well, that's exactly what Benji Kemp is. He's just a grinder. He just goes out and plays basketball, doesn't get caught up in all the nonsense. I really like the kid a lot.
So, starting for the Lions, you do have Benji Kemp, Amir James, Jatez Barber, Horace Betts, who's turned it on lately, and freshman J.C. Walker. Ball's in the air. Kemp winning the tip. It's Lions basketball moving from our right to left, and it is Horace Betts now kicking it left wing to Amir James. Back to Betts. Betts between the legs. Now to Barber on the right side wing.
Perry's in a man-to-man defense, and I'm watching the weak side. They're doing an excellent job.
And Jatez Barber lets a three ball go, and it's no good. Rebound ripped down by Michael John Grover, and here comes Perry back the other way. Got a drive into the paint, and a hanging in the air is Garrett McClurg, and now back out top of the key it goes. McClurg controls. He drives against Barber left side, out to the far wing to DeVinny.
Nice.
And DeVinny dishes it inside to Michael John Grover, and he lays it in on the right side. So 2-0 Perry. Quickly the other way, here comes Lions. Betts passes to James. Now Betts drives and hangs in the paint, and he finishes.
They got to find a way to get him in the lane to finish just like that.
So Betts looking comfortable. 90 feet of pressure here from the Lions as Amir James picks up full court against Mitchell Hockey. And now Mitchell Hockey kicks over to Michael Hockey. Bounce pass in the lane to McClurg. No good. He was bothered by Barber. Here comes Betts the other way. Into the lane again. He fakes a pass to the wing, and then he traveled. He had Amir James open in the corner. He faked the pass as if he was going to take it back up, but then he kind of lost control. So 2-2, 6:39 to go. Just underway here at the Blue Cross Arena. More full court pressure as they inbound to the corner. Amir James picks up full court. They do get it across as McClurg now dribbles to the top of the key, picks up his dribble out to the right wing to Mitchell Hockey. Hockey drives to the paint, and that might be the first foul on Benji Kemp.
I think it is, yep. Amir James is really making the sophomore Hockey work hard. I mean, he's picking him up right at half court, right in his face.
It is the first foul on the senior Benji Kemp, so he'll have to be careful as Mitchell Hockey knocks down the first free throw. And a little later arriving crowd for Lions, just below us, the Perry Yellow Jacket faithful, which they filled it up pretty good. Across the other side of the arena as the second free throw missed by Hockey are the Lions fans. And now it's Betts again. He gets it to freshman J.C. Walker from the top of the key. He drives, leaves it a little short on the shot, and is rebounded by Perry. The Yellow Jackets bring it back down court, and it's Michael John Grover now giving it up to Carson DeVinny. DeVinny into the paint, hangs over Betts, and in. So there's the team's leading scorer on the board now, and Perry leads 5-2, 5:54 to go, first period. Benji Kemp outside of the three-point arc. Thought about it, gave it up to Walker. Walker drives, dishes to Betts, and now Betts almost throws it away, but Amir James tracks it down near the midcourt line in front of the scorer's table. And now it's to Betts right in front of Coach Macaluso, and he drives and whips it to Walker. Walker splits a couple of defenders, can't finish, but Benji Kemp's there. He can't finish either, just a little short from point-blank range. Quickly the other way come the Yellow Jackets. And now we got a deep three, an NBA three, no good, but an offensive rebound by McClurg. He kicks it back out, and now a drive from Hockey, and right into a couple of Lions, and out to J.C. Walker. Behind the back goes Walker. Kicks it out to Barber. Barber, elbow, pops, misses. Kemp battles for the rebound, misses. Gets it back to Walker. Walker finally puts it in with a little right-handed push shot from about 6 feet, and it's 5-4, Perry.
Lions picking up full court man this time. Really making Hockey work, Amir James is.
He's guarding him now up near the midcourt circle. Fought through a pick, but this time it was McClurg getting by him and missing the layup. So it's back to Lions. Here comes Horace Betts, right side. Kicks to Amir James. Thought about a three. Hop step, step back. Kicks to the corner. Betts. Back to James. James holds it. Works off a Benji Kemp pick. Now it's Benji with the basketball, probing the right side of the defense. He spins and can't get it to go. Rebounded by Deviney.
Benji's getting some good shots. He's just not able to fall tonight so far. That'll change.
Now a three on the way from
Is it Grover?
Grover, and it's no good. Betts had a little trouble, dribbled off the foot. Now he lost it, but luckily Barber's there to haul it in, and now Barber gets it back to Betts, top of the key. He makes his way to the rim, and he lays it up and in off the glass. A lot of contact, no call. Horace Betts has 4, and Lions has their first lead of the ball game at 6-5.
Yep, Horace has got it. Without Justin and Petty, Betts is going to have to take over tonight. I think him and Walker are going to have to be able to slash to get to the basket.
Now the ball's loose in the corner, and J.C. Walker's on the ground for it, but driving right to the rim baseline is John Grover, Michael John Grover. He has 4, and Perry's back on top 7-6. And now Betts controls again, top of the key. Gives it to Kemp. Kemp thought about a three from the top of the arc. Instead he drives, he loses it, it's out of bounds. So not the normal start for Benji Kemp. He's missed a couple shots and just turns it over there.
Perry did an excellent job that time sliding over and stopping his lane to the basket. And they also helped the helper there too. So he had no place to go with that basketball.
So now it's Amir James guarding the ball handler. It's kicked to Michael Hockey. Hockey hands it off to Carson Deviney. Now it's inside to McClurg. McClurg lays it up, no good. And great save on the baseline by the freshman Walker. And now here comes Lions. Horace Betts, left side of the defense, pulls up from just inside the three-point arc. No good. Offensive rebound by Walker. He lays it up and in. Strong move by J.C. Walker.
There's nobody on Perry that's as athletic as J.C. Walker. He's going to have to go to the glass hard and get out and run the lanes.
Lions back on top, 8-7, 2:23 to go here, first period. I'm Jim Sinicropi alongside Kevin Sharp, high above the Blue Cross Arena court as Michael Hockey knocks down a three-pointer from the near side corner, and now it's 10-8. Back and forth, a lot of lead changes already here in the first 6 minutes of this game, and so Betts now to Walker. Walker top of the key over to the right wing to Betts. Three ball on the way. It's off the front of the rim, backboard and out, but Benji Kemp's there for the rebound and he misses. But Walker flies in. Catches the ball, keeps it above his head, goes right back up and banks it in.
He's so quick off his feet. He's got great hands. Basketball instincts through the roof.
6 points for Walker. We're knotted up at 10 here. 1:39 to go. Barber guarding the ball handler McClurg. Now out to Hockey. Mitchell Hockey. There's Mitchell and Michael. And this time it's Michael Hockey. And now it goes right side to Mitchell and back inside to McClurg, who lays it up. He's fouled. Looks like they're going to tag Jatez Barber. And no subs for either team so far in the first quarter with 1:22 to go.
I mentioned earlier that Perry's not very deep. Well, the Lions, those kids not playing, they're not very deep either. So it's going to be who's got the most left last 4 minutes of this game, I think.
Yeah, they're literally the two, and it was a foul on Barber as we do get our first sub now, and it's going to be Jalen Battle. So there's the guy who's going to have a big opportunity for more minutes. The JV call-up, midseason JV call-up, a sophomore. He's wearing powder blue shoes tonight as both free throws go down for McClurg, his first 2 points of the game, and it's 12-10. Perry leads. We're at 1:16 to go, and Benji Kemp controls, gets it to Walker. Walker finds his way into the paint again. He throws it up, unlucky. It rolls around the rim and off the backboard and out, but tracking down the long rebound is James. Now Betts, right side foul line extended, skips it way across to Battle, the sophomore. Now to the corner to Walker. Walker pump fake, baseline drive, steps back. And they're going to say he traveled, but man, he looks pretty quick working that baseline.
But McClurg did a great job sliding over and stopping his path to the basket. You know, one thing I've noticed with the Lions last couple times up the floor, actually for this whole first quarter, is they're getting face cut a lot. Guys are cutting in front of them. They got to do a better job of stopping that path to the basket coming from the weak side. Because Perry's had open.
Oh, an over back call. Amir James bothering the ball handler. That time I think it was Mitchell Hockey.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of those tonight because there's dead spots out there on that court. And, you know, Hockey's a sophomore, really good sophomore, but James has got to be as quick as anybody he's faced all year long. And he's tenacious on the defensive end.
And he's picking them up at 90 feet.
Yeah.
And so now J.C. Walker spins and lets one go from the right side. No good. Skies for his own rebound. Kicks it out to Betts, and now it's up top to Amir James. James drives. Corner pass to Betts. Three-pointer in and out. And battles for the rebound, but instead it's Davini with a nice box out, tracking it down. We're inside 20 seconds now. Shot clock off, 12-10 Perry, and we've got a timeout, Coach Macaluso. And he's going to bring in a couple of subs for the final 14.6. It looks like it's going to be Errol Chisholm, the third, checking in, wearing number 1. It's kind of dark up here in our broadcast booth. He is a senior, 6'1" senior, and then I think the other guy set to check in is going to be
Grover, I think.
Oh, Michael John Grover?
Yeah, I like that timeout. I mean, you can't take the timeouts home. This game is going to come down to the wire, probably. This is a possession, the last possession of the first quarter. He wants to make sure he gets a good shot with his best offensive group on the floor. I don't think enough coaches take advantage of those types of situations.
So they're back on the court now with 14.6, and the ball's inbounded, and we're down to 10 seconds. Ball's way out by midcourt. It's in the hands of Mitchell Hockey. He gets it up top now, and a three ball on the way from Michael Hockey. No good. Rebounded by Battle as time expires, and after the first period of play here in the big house, it's Perry 12, Lions 10. It's Friday night at the Blue Cross Arena. We're going to hand out some sectional championships tonight in Class C. You're going to want to settle in and keep it right here.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Thruway Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. Browse their full Cramtastic new and used vehicle inventory online at BillCramChevrolet.com, supporting high school athletes for the past 50 years. Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
And we are back at the Blue Cross Arena. Your score after one, Perry 12, Lions 10. Second quarter action just underway. And we got a jump shot from just inside the free throw line from Michael John Grover. And it's stolen after an offensive rebound. Betts coming the other way, and he's slapped away. Good hustle by Garrett McClurg. And it'll be Lions basketball underneath their own basket.
Yeah, two great defensive plays. Horace Betts at this end, and then McClurg on the other end, taking away a layup.
Inbounded to Amir James. He drives, and he's fouled by Errol Chisholm, the third. Not his third foul, just his first. And we'll try it again from underneath the baseline. Betts got him. It's
score.
Benji, and Benji misses again. He was bothered by a couple of Perry defenders. Kicks it out, wide open three from Jalen Battle.
We're definitely going to need some scoring out of Battle tonight. You know, Benji's missed a few easy ones, but he's going to make those down the stretch.
13-12 Lions leads after the Jalen Battle three-pointer from the corner, and now the Yellow Jackets control. J.C. Walker almost with a steal, kicked out in front of the Lions bench, a couple dribbles and a jump shot from Chisholm, and he was fouled.
Yeah, Coach Scott's not real happy with that.
And that foul is going to go on J.C. Walker, his first. So Jatez Barber has one, J.C. Walker has one, and Benji Bad Company Kemp has one. First free throw missed by Chisholm.
Man, it's tough seeing the numbers from here.
We are way up there, and we're getting a little older, too.
Older, that's right. Not that it's dark up here, right? It's the age.
So Chisholm misses both. Lions hold on to that 1-point lead, 7:03 to go, second period. And it's Horace Betts right side into the corner to Kemp. Now to Battle. He just hit a three last possession. He holds the ball above his head and kicks it, and they reverse it to Amir James on the near side. Up top again, top of the key. To Betts, back to James, dumps it into Walker on the block. A couple dribbles. He tried to find Kemp, who had made a nice cut. Kemp bobbled it, kicked it out to James. James misses the three. There goes Walker with a big rebound, misses the putback, but he's relentless, and he lays it back up and in.
Boy, the freshman came to play tonight, didn't he?
That's 8 points for Walker, wearing the bright red shoes. Now quickly the other way, it's Michael John Grover, missing from close range, hauled in by Kemp. Here comes Lions the other way. It's Betts, right side, making his way to the baseline, kicks it out to James, Bang. Who knocks down a three. Amir James.
Great start by Lions here in this quarter.
18-12, and Coach Macaluso has seen enough. We got a timeout on the floor with 6:12 to go, second period, and J.C. Walker's been the difference.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it's great that he's doing that right now because Benji is having. He's not able to put the ball in the basket right now. He's getting good looks, just not able to get it to fall for him. And J.C. Walker's picking up the slack. You know, I love Lions' pace. You know, that time J.C. Walker found Benji. Benji couldn't handle it, but he kicked it out to Amir for a 22-foot three-pointer. I think it's an 8. Is that an 8-hole run right now? Was it 12-10?
Yeah, it was 12-10 at the break. It's 18-12 now. Lions with the lead. 6:12 to go, second period, and. I think that might have been James' first three-point attempt. Both James and Jalen Battle with three-pointers this quarter, and they look good. And one of the things you always talk about is it's tough to shoot in the Blue Cross, but those two look very comfortable knocking down those trifectas.
They were pretty open. You know, it shocks me how open those two were on those jump shots. Here we get the feet set, and they're good shooters. You can't give that shot up to them.
So back on the court is Jalen Battle. He's going to guard the ball on the baseline of the full court press, straight up man-to-man. Amir James now guards the inbounder, and the ball gets passed back to McClurg, guarded by Battle. And now Kemp is guarding Michael Hockey near the three-point line. He's all over him after he picked up his dribble. Now Amir James. Now it goes up top to Carson DeVinny. Tries to loft it inside to Michael John Grover. Loose ball, scooped up by Walker. Here comes Walker down the right side. Leaves it off for Betts. Between the leg, Betts drives baseline and kicks it out to James. Three-pointer on the way. Mark it down!
Now that one was contested. He hit that from the sideline.
Fell over into the first row of VIP seats inside the hockey glass here at the Blue Cross. And a drive, and Benji Kemp, he went right into Benji. Benji wrapped up the ball. They both went to the ground. Could have been a foul, but instead it was a jump ball.
Could have been a foul either way.
Yep.
I like the call. You know, let the guys play. Don't put the best players on the bench. Let them play. And it was a jump ball. It was a great defense by Benji. Great call by Corey Lamberton.
Lions back up 21-12 now. Their ball after the jump ball. Our referees for tonight's ball game. are Don Miller, Corey Lamberton, and Teddy Tuggles. Lions gets to work here in the half court with 13 seconds on the shot clock, and Betts just kind of nonchalantly holds it top of the key. Now out to Battle it goes. Three-pointer from Battle, well short, and knocked out of bounds off of the leg of Garrett McClurg. So it'll stay with Lions. Fresh shot clock, 4:52 to go in the first half. 9-point Lions lead, looking for their 20th sectional title. They loft in the inbound to Benji Kemp, and this time Benji finally gets one to go down for his first bucket of the game, and it's a 11-point Lions lead, biggest of the game.
Sometimes the hardest one's the first one. Let's see what he does now.
They trailed by 2 heading into this quarter. They haven't given up a Yellow Jacket score yet this quarter, but just as I say it, there goes Michael John Grover muscling his way up for his 6th point, and it's 23-14. Now, Betts to Battle. Battle drives baseline. A lot of contact. His shot comes up short off the glass, hauled in by the Yellow Jackets. They're working their way up the near side, and from behind, it's stripped by Battle. Battle straight to the hole, hangs, misses. Rebounded by Michael John Grover, and Battle fouls Grover. So
great hustle by Battle. I would just seem like to be a little more patient with that. He still had a little bit of time. He could have made a move instead of putting his head down and going right to the basket.
So Michael John Grover fouled by Battle. Battle gonna take a seat. Good minutes though from the sophomore as Von Derek Burks checks into the ball game. Junior wearing number 34, and Amir James again picks up Mitchell Hockey full court. Mitchell passes to Michael Hockey here at the Blue Cross Hockey Arena. Into the corner it goes to Mitchell.
Good defense by
And
Burks.
now a 3 from Mitchell. Rattles in and out. And strong rebound by Kemp. He flips it to Betts. Flying down the right side of the court. He pulls up at the wing. Now he continues his drive, and he lays it over the right side of the rim with a right-handed finger roll.
They're at the best when they're pushing the tempo.
6 points for Betts, 25-14, 3:28 to go. Quickly the other way come the Yellow Jackets after beating the pressure, and Michael John Grover with a pump fake gets the freshman Walker in the air, and they're either going to give that foul to Walker or Burks.
I think they gave it to Burks. No, they gave it to Walker.
So that'll be the second foul on J.C. Walker. Let's see if Coach Schott stays with them. The sophomore Battle already up off the bench. And Michael John Grover to the free throw line, misses the first. So the Yellow Jackets missed their last 4 free throws. This time he knocks it down.
Did you just say that? They knock one down.
So 25-15 now, 10-point Lions lead, 3:22 to go here in the second quarter. Jim Sinicropi, Kevin Sharp for FingerLakes1.com. Championship weekend kicking off here with Lions Perry, and the Lions up 10. Benji Kemp, top of the key. Kicks it out to Amir James, tries a 3-ball. It's short off the rim, and now they try to throw it up, but Amir James, in the attempt to cut off the outlet pass, fouled Carson Davinian. Coming up on the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report, we're going to have Gananda junior guard Andrew Gabbard, and really looking forward to talking to him.
Yeah.
He's going to come and join us up here in the rafters of the Blue Cross, and of course there's tough loss for Gananda at Newark against Marcus Whitman, and there's a 3-ball from the corner from, I think it was Mitchell Hockey. It might have been Michael.
Number 3.
It was Mitchell, so that cuts into the lead. It's now at 7, 25-18. Lions now into the corner to Betts, probes the baseline, whips it to Battle. Battle hangs, he's fouled, but can't get the shot to go.
Boy, that was a great pass.
Seen Betts a couple of times tonight, drive baseline, looked like he was in trouble, and then either kick it out to Amir James or shuffle it to Benji Kemp. This time it was Battle, and now Battle's going to shoot free throws. First one straight ahead, and it misses. That foul goes to, I don't know if they posted it yet.
I didn't see it.
Second free throw, good. 4 points for the sophomore battle. 26-18 matches Lions' biggest lead. 2:25 to go, second period. Up top of the key to Carson DeVinny. Holds it. Now dribbles right, crosses back over top of the key. Bounce pass to Michael Hockey. Into the block to Michael John Grover. Pump fake gets Von Derek Burks in the air, but he can't finish. And now Betts grabs the rebound, heads up the right side of the court. He almost loses it. Now he's got the left hand into the paint. He hangs. He's fouled, and the shot's off. So more free throws coming for Lions.
The thing that strikes me is Lions just so much more athletic right now than Perry is. Getting up and down the court, finishing at the rim. They're not posting it.
That's going to be on Garrett McClung. Yeah, that's one of the tough things about coming to the Blue Cross. They don't always post the scores. They were posting it. Now
Right.
it shows the game score. It's kind of strange. So anyway, second free throw, no good. He's 1 for 2, 12-point lead, 26-18.
Hustle by Betts.
Looked like Perry had beat the press up the court. Long pass up ahead to DeVinny, but sprinting back was Betts to knock it out of bounds. Yellow Jackets ball on the baseline.
That's at least twice tonight that Betts has done that, and it doesn't show up in the box score, but he definitely saved 4 points tonight with those hustle plays.
Steal on the inbounds pass. Betts coming the other way, or I should say, Battle coming the other way. Bounce pass left side to Betts, who finishes. And that will be the biggest lead of the night. Or no, it's to 10, lead to 10, 28-18. We got a kicked ball.
Boy, Battle's really giving him some great minutes. That time, had the assist to Horace Betts, and then there he slid over and forced not a turnover, but a reset.
Now Von Derek Burks guarded Michael John Grover on the perimeter. He fouls him. That will be the 7th team foul on Lions, so we're going to have a one-on-one coming up for Michael John Grover. And, Coach Sharp brought Battle up a little past the midway point of the season, got him some experience, and then tonight you find with Henry and Petty out, he's thrown into action, maybe more so than normal, and that experience he gained obviously coming in handy.
I love that move. A head coach should take a look at the players on their JVs and he thinks is going to be able to help them in their sectional run. He felt like Jalen Battle could help him. He brought him up to give him 6 or 7 games of experience playing with these kids, practice with these guys, getting in the flow, and it's paying off tonight for sure.
Both free throws good for Michael John Grover, 28-20, Lions by 8, as Betts now controls left side. It goes to Amir James. Amir James tried to bounce it into Benji Kemp. It's off the baseline, off Kemp's leg, and it'll be Perry basketball with 1:13 to go here, second period. Now it's Battle guarding the ball handler as he brings it across the timeline. It's Garrett McClurg. McClurg continues on to the free throw line. Now kicks it out. 3 ball on the way. Lefty 3 off the front of the rim, kind of hung and then off. Offensive rebound though by McClurg. And Michael Hockey, who missed that 3 initially, stepped on the sideline. It'll be back to Lions.
Amir James is putting a stamp on this game because his defensive pressures forced Perry to take Hockey off the point, because they weren't able to get into their offense with Amir James in his face bothering them. So the little things that don't show up in a box score, but they're making somebody else run their offense.
Coach Schott just comes back with J.C. Walker with 2 fouls. And they tagged J.C. Walker, it looks like, with the 3rd foul. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it was off the ball. It was in the paint. Walker just came in with 55 seconds left in the half. It was Lions basketball, and now he picks up his 3rd foul. That's a huge development. 28-20, Lions leads. 38 seconds ago. 3 ball in the corner. It rims out from Michael Hockey. Here comes Lions the other way quickly.
Nice pass.
It's Betts kicking it out to Amir James, who misses a jumper. And now the long rebound tapped out to Mitchell Hockey. 20 seconds ago, Mitchell Hockey goes baseline. He's fouled. This time it's going to be probably Von Derek Burks, and more free throws coming. So what a turn of events.
Right.
55 seconds left. Lions was up 8 points. J.C. Walker checked in. They had the basketball. Before Lions could even run a set, Walker commits a foul. And now the lead down to 7 is the first free throw is good.
One of the things that foul does on Walker's, he's so...
Second free
hockey.
throw good, so it's McClurg, I think, wasn't it?
No, it's hockey.
Oh, yeah, number 3. So
Jason Walker's so tough on the glass, and Perry does a pretty good job of boxing out. I'm hoping he doesn't pick up an over-the-back call in the second half.
10 seconds left in the half. Lions basketball. They're working around the outside. They're up by 6. Benji Kemp, top of the key, spins into the paint, pulls up from 6 feet, way off, doesn't even hit the rim, and that'll do it for the first half of play here in the first of our 2 ball games, our 2 championship ball games. After 16 minutes of play, both teams head to the locker room beneath the Blue Cross Arena. It's Lions 28, Perry 22. Andrew Gabbard, our guest, when we come back on the Bill Krem Chevrolet Halftime Report.
This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is made possible thanks to the support from Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, celebrating 23 years in the Finger Lakes with locations at 22 Main Street in Waterloo, 40 Exchange Street in Geneva, and Del Lago Resort and Casino. Dine-in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. Order online at Cicinos.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. For your life, home, auto, and future. Whether it's your first car, second home, or third child, the experienced professionals at Finger Lakes Partners can recommend the coverage that best utilizes and protects your assets. With offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo, and online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane. 4 generations strong, DeSanto Propane is a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com or call 1-800-752-4574 and look for DeSanto Propane on Facebook. Ferrara Lumber has been locally owned for 3 generations and is more than just a lumber and building supplier. Stop in on Baird Street in Seneca Falls to browse their full section of power tools, hardware, lawn and garden, painting, and plumbing supplies, and talk to their experienced staff before planning your next home improvement project. Brad Van Dusen Photography is a full-service photographer serving the Finger Lakes region, offering family, senior, and wedding portraits, also specializing in sports photos, collages, banners, and other keepsakes for your student-athlete. For more information, find Brad on Facebook or visit bradvandusenphotography.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, the large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salads, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmer's Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmer's Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. It's a Wonderful Run 5K. It's a winter run like no other through the streets of Seneca Falls, the town that inspired Frank Capra's holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Learn more and register at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, locally owned for 43 years and serving great lunches Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 2 p.m. Legendary soups, wraps, salads, and the best burgers in town. For over 65 years, the Wilson Press has been serving Central New York as commercial printers with a full-service mail house. Specializing in offset and digital printing, graphic design services, full mail house services, marketing and advertising plans, and fundraising programs, call them today at 315-568-9693 or visit them online at wpress.com. Connie's Diner on Main Street in Waterloo has the ambiance you will only find in a true diner. Let the Cardazola family serve your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner from their vast menu of time-tested favorites and original recipes. Visit them online at connieswaterloo.com. And FingerLakes1.com Digital Marketing, website development, hosting, multimedia production, and home of the most popular website and mobile app in the Finger Lakes. Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1.
It's Big Truckin' Deals here at Bill Cram Chevrolet. Check out this cramtastic inventory for big truckin' deals. Whatever truck you're looking for, we've got the inventory. Trucks for towing, trucks for family, trucks for work, and trucks for fun. Whatever you're into, we've got a big truckin' deal waiting for you. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our truckin' deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
And welcome back inside the Blue Cross Arena. Your score at halftime, Lions 28, Perry 22 inside the Blue Cross Arena. The first of our two championship games here tonight at the Big House. And really happy to be up here with junior point guard, Gananda Blue Panther point guard, Andrew Gabbard. And Andrew, first of all, great game the other night at Newark. I know you guys came up short against a tough Marcus Whitman team, but I'm really impressed with the way you played.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Along with your backcourt mate, Jerry Bronco, you guys were so much fun to watch.
He's a good player to have by your side.
So, Andrew, been up since 8th grade or 9th grade? When did you come up to varsity?
I was a freshman. I got brought up at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and so you've been through all the Wayne County battles. You've played in all the Wayne County arenas, and you know one of your biggest Wayne County rivals here in the Lions playing on the big stage at the Blue Cross tonight. What's your take on the first half?
First half of the game and really the whole season, I'm really impressed with Horace Betts on offense. For years, he's always been a pass-first point guard, but he seems like he's driving more and even shooting more. I think he's averaging almost 20, and I really like how he's been playing. But even the whole team without Tootie, they seem like they haven't really missed a beat. I mean, they're up 6.
Yep.
Jarrell's out 2, and another kid, Nate. So, they're deep, and they got a good shot at bringing home another block.
Yeah, will be number 20. I mean, does that get you mad sometimes?
Yeah. Got one.
Basketball hotbed, in Lions for sure, but I think you guys are going to have a great shot to make a run next year for your senior year. Sharpie, I know that he's one of your favorite players in the Wayne Finger Lakes for sure right here.
Absolutely. I think you mentioned that if you could start a team, you'd probably have him as your point guard.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I think I would.
Going back to, you mentioned him getting brought up as a freshman. I don't think Coach Thompson's ever brought a freshman up before. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's ever had a freshman play varsity. So, I mean, that's a big step right there. You showed a lot of maturity at a young age. But I can remember watching you as a 5th and 6th grader playing travel ball. You'd come to Newark, and I know your father pretty well, and so I was following you, and you just did a phenomenal job with that. I love your court sense. But let me ask you a question. What do you see for next year? What's your team going to be like next year? What do you got?
Well, we'll be almost the same. We have 3 seniors. We're going to be losing a pretty good defender, Jake Rapp, but I think we're going to come back pretty strong. Offensively, we're going to be running almost identically the same.
Right. I mean, I noticed that, I thought Elliot Herger had a nice game the other night. He had a lot of assists, some rebounds, plays extremely aggressive. And I think the Lopez,
Hector,
I think he's going to, come back and just get better. Does Coach Thompson have you guys playing at all during the summer? Do you guys get together at all?
During the summer, we have open gyms. We used to run up and down. We'll get shots up. And sometimes we go to the Bonaventure camp. A bunch of teams go, and we get to compete there. That's pretty fun.
I think Coach Barnett coaches you guys, right?
Yeah.
In AAU.
Oh, yeah. So, he's a friend with some Seneca Falls guys. I know Jake Smith and Jake's dad, Bernie, always speak highly of you. And they came to watch you play in Newark.
Yeah.
So, it's the big cross, or the Blue Cross, the Big House, is pretty cool, to play. To me, there's nothing like the atmosphere in a Monday night in Newark for those semifinal sectional games. I mean, what was it like being out on the court? Do you hear the crowd? Do you feed off the crowd, or are you just kind of focused on your game in that type of environment?
Our crowd has been like that every game all year.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I think as a team it fuels us up, but as I'm playing, I don't really try to listen to, especially the opposing crowd, because even Whitman had a pretty good crowd. But, I mean, everyone from Gananda comes out, and it's awesome to have a.
You are known for your student section. Why is that, do you think? I mean, we got to get out to your gym for a game next year, I think, for your senior year.
I honestly, I don't know why it's not like that at every school, because you don't have to convince people to come to our gym. Everyone just wants to come.
Yep.
they have fun doing it.
Yeah. We play an entertaining style of basketball. It's something that people like. You get up and down, you share the basketball. So I think that style leads a lot to having people want to come out to watch you.
Yep, so we got about 1:14 left. One more question. You setting any goals for next year as a team or personally, basketball-wise?
Coming here and winning.
Yeah, well,
your
that
goal.
sounds like a good goal to me. And now, any plans for after high school? Have you thought about it yet?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure.
You want to play basketball in college?
I don't know. It'll definitely be something to think about for the next year.
Yeah, well, no rush for sure. And like I say, I really enjoy watching you play, and looking forward to watching you play next year. And maybe we'll see you back here in the Blue Cross on the court next year.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Andrew. Good job. That was Andrew Gabbard.
What a nice young man, huh?
Hey, Nate.
Yeah, he's
He is
really,
great.
really good young man.
And I still, can't get over how awesome he and Bronco were, in that semifinal. But we're almost set for second half action here. The players are back on the court. Lions 28-22 lead over Perry, and second half underway. Now Perry's moving from our right to the left. As they go to Michael John Grover on the block, he tries to kick it over to Carson DeVinny, almost slapped away by J.C. Walker with those 3 fouls. Driving right side is Mitchell Hockey, kicking it out, and he dumps it to Michael Hockey and out of bounds, so it'll be Lions basketball.
Horace Betts with great help side defense that time.
Horace Betts and J.C. Walker leading the way that first half with 8 points apiece and 10 rebounds for the freshman J.C. Walker. As now Lions controls and Benji Kemp holds, kicks it over to Walker, right near side, foul line extended, bounce pass to Amir James. James thought about a 3. Now he kicks it down to the block to Benji, spins out to Jatez Barber, long 3 off the back iron, no good. And J.C. Walker won't get credit for the rebound, but he tapped it out to Amir James to keep it alive. And now Barber drives, and it's an offensive foul after Jatez Barber had made the shot. They called an offensive foul. They're waving the basket off. It'll stay 28-22 with 7:02 to go. So, low scoring half as far as Lions is concerned, 28 points in a half.
Right,
and
they're averaging 71.
We're already a minute into the third period, and they're still stuck at 28 as they wipe off some of the perspiration off the court.
But the good point about that is that Perry's only got 22.
Yeah, and that sometimes tends to be the case in the Blue Cross. See if Lions can get some offensive flow going here in the second period. And they kick it to the corner, and now up top, it's Michael Hockey over to the right side to John Grover. He traveled, trying to work the ball into the paint.
Amir James again with the excellent on-the-ball defense. Forcing that turnover.
Barber up top to Walker now as Lions controls. Kemp sets a pick for for Amir James on the wing. James drives, hangs too hard off the glass. Rebound by John Grover coming the other way. Out top it goes to McClurg, now to the left side to Carson DeVinny, who knocks down a three-pointer. And DeVinny's been really quiet so far tonight, but the three-pointer cuts the lead down to 3, 28-25, 6:06 to go, as DeVinny now has 5 points. And Lions could use a bucket here. It's been a while, but instead it's a turnover from Betts, and they throw it over the top, way up ahead of the defense as McClurgy lays it up and in. So a turnover, and then beat down the court on defense, and the Yellow Jackets trail by 1 with 5:44 to go in the third period. Benji Kemp's been slow to get going tonight. He holds the ball on the perimeter. He kicks it over to freshman J.C. Walker. Now it's Amir James, thought about a 3, finds Walker. Walker lets a 3-ball go. No! And a big rebound by DeVinny. Nice box out. Outlet pass comes to Perry. And it goes up top to John Grover. Perry can take the lead here. Kick it out to Michael Hockey, and a drive and finish.
Timeout.
And we got a timeout coach shot as Perry, who had trailed by as many as 12 on the night, now lead by 1.
And you can tell their body language, too, of the two different teams. Perry is all pumped up. They ran off the court. Coach Schott had to plead for his kids to come over there to start talking. I mean, Perry came out of the locker room with fire in their eyes, and it's shown here in the first almost 3 minutes of this half. They're playing excellent defense. They're getting out there, running the floor, drew an offensive foul. So whatever they talked about at halftime has worked.
Definitely worked. And, it was also kind of indicative. It's an 11-0 run dating back to the second quarter by Perry. And another thing that was indicative was, Horace Betts had a turnover in his own foul lane, and all the Yellow Jackets beat the Lions down court. This is a sectional championship game, guys. Let's go. 28-29. Lions trails, 5 minutes to go, third period. Kemp, top of the key, over to J.C. Walker. He dribbles it out near midcourt, now kicks it left side to Barber. Jatez Barber, a couple of dribbles with the left hand. Now it's Benji Kemp in the corner. Kemp muscling his way into the block. Double team, fadeaway, baseline jumper, and that's what you want from your senior as Kemp knocks down a difficult shot.
That was a tough shot. That was behind the backboard from about 12 feet. Turnaround, fall-away jumper, Michael Jordan-esque. Ooh.
Just 4 points for Benji Kemp. Lions back on top 30-29 as the ball goes out of bounds in front of the Perry bench. And we have a first substitution of the second half for Lions as Jatez Barber checks out and the freshman Jalen Battle checks in. And now Betts guarding the ball handler. Kicked
nice
out
rebound
for a three-pointer from Michael John Grover. Here comes Lions. Betts, little Euro step into the paint, weaving out of a couple of Yellow Jacks and laying it up and in with the right hand.
Just like Andrew Gabbard called it right there. Horace Betts taking to the basket.
We should let Andrew stay up here with us as a third man in the booth. He's really a knowledgeable kid and great basketball player. So baseline reverse fadeaway jumper missed by Hockey. Lions up 3. They got the ball back. 3:52 to go, trying to build that lead back up. It was as big as 12. An 11-0 Perry run. And now Lions trying to answer as Battle finds Kemp on the block.
Triple team.
And he lost it. He was commanding a lot of attention. And now Michael John Grover spins against Kemp, tries to go up and under, go up and under, and that shades of Kevin McHale from Michael John Grover.
I thought he made a mistake by not going strong with the right hand, but he knows what he's doing.
32-31. As Benji Kemp gets it out to the freshman Walker. Walker passes it to Amir James. James lets a three ball go and hits it. Smooth.
That was from NBA with a guy right in his face.
Third three-pointer of the game for Amir James. 9 points. Lions up 4. 2:49 to go. And now a pull-up jumper off a nice pass. It's Carson DeVinny starting to heat up here in the second half. He's got 7. 2:38 to go. 35-33. Lions leads as a nifty crossover from Betts leaves his defender on the ground, but a turnover. And now we got a tie-up. Amir James, man on the scene, came flying in to tie up Mitchell Hockey, and that will stay with Lions. So 2:27 to go, 35-33. Lions leads here in the Section 5 Class C2 title game here at the Blue Cross Arena. Into James, thought about another three. Now into the corner it goes to Betts. He hangs and throws it off the glass. He's fouled. It's going to either go on Garrett McClurg or Carson DeVinny. Let's see.
They're not putting it up.
They selectively put some up. DeVinny, yep. I think it's just the first on DeVinny. Yep, just the first foul on Carson DeVinny as Betts knocks down the free throw. He has 11 points.
I don't think there's a more tenacious defender in the Finger Lakes than Amir James.
Yeah.
His on-the-ball defense is outstanding.
Second free throw is a little low and didn't look right. Short, but Betts rushes in, gets his own rebound, kicks it to Battle for three. It's off the front iron, no good. Rebound by Perry and a foul on Lions.
I think on Derek Burks.
Yeah. Could have been Benji. Nope, it is on Burks. So now quickly coming the other way is Yellow Jacket across the timeline. More of that tenacious on-ball defense from Amir James. He's guarding Mitchell Hockey. Now up top, three ball on the way from John Grover. He knocks it down. John Grover with 14 points, and we're all knotted up at 36. 1:50 to go here in the Class C2 championship game. Betts gets to work, working off a Kemp pick. Now works into the lane himself. He hangs a little off balance, no good. Nice rebound by Garrett McClurg, and they look to push into the corner. Pump fake, three ball on the way from Hockey, no. But an offensive rebound by Deviney. And now it's Michael John Grover with it, kicking it up top to Michael Hockey. Reversal to the far side wing to Deviney, and now it's Michael Hockey finding Deviney, who knocks down a three ball right in front of Coach Macaluso, and Perry leads 39-36 with 1:09 to go here in the third period.
Perry's doing an excellent job of driving and finding the open shooters. I think that's probably three three-pointers this quarter.
It's Grover's got one, Deviney's got two.
Yeah, three.
Yeah.
And they've been pretty wide open. I mean, they're doing a great job of finding the open man. Lions is fine though. He's got to keep pushing the ball up the court, get Betts and Walker. Look for Benji on the block.
Yeah, I don't think Walker's had a shot this quarter. He was the most effective.
I think he took a three.
Offensive option. Oh, you're right. He did. He missed a three-pointer, and I think that Benji Kemp just had that one shot that he made on the block.
Right.
So
right.
A lot of three-pointers. Amir James did knock one down. And Horace Betts with a field goal and a free throw. That's the bulk of the offense for the Lions this quarter. They opened up with a 2-point deficit after the first quarter, and then a nice 18-10 second quarter gave them a 6-point lead heading into half. But the Yellow Jackets used an 11-0 run spanning the end of the second and beginning of the third to get back into this ball game, and they now lead by 3 with 1:04 to go.
Give it to him.
There it is. Benji on the block, a couple of dribbles, rises, fires, can't get it to go. Lid on the rim tonight for Benji Kemp. And here comes Deviney after getting the rebound. He heads up court and hands off to his teammate Mitchell Hockey. Mitchell Hockey now dribbling right side, leaves it off for Deviney. Deviney now drives against Betts, kicks it out to Michael John Grover, who is fouled on the drive and almost made the free throw.
I think they got Benji.
If they did get Benji, that would still only be his second. So his second foul. Third team foul on the Lions. And now with a free throw, which Grover knocks down, it's the biggest lead of the night for Perry. They're up 4 on the Lions with 36.2 to go here in the third period.
Interesting, Perry's got nobody in the lane there to rebound.
And he missed the free throw.
And then might have been one that would have been right where Perry would have been. It was a deep rebound.
So about a 2-second differential between the shot and game clock. Our game clock shows 25 as Betts rises and fires, and it's well short.
Good box out.
Good box out on the shooter by Michael Hockey. And now Perry can hold for one. They lead by 4. They can take a lead into the fourth quarter here, and that's what they're going to do. 10 seconds. Grover spins, kicks it over to Deviney. 3 ball on the way from the wing. It's an air ball, but great rebound, and a reverse layup by McClurg is short. So the deficit for the Lions will stay at 4. And when we come back, we've got 8 minutes left in the 2020 Section 5 Class C2 championship game. Your score, Perry 40, Lions 36. It's championship weekend here on FingerLakes1.com.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info. DISANTO Propane.com or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. DeSanto. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Welcome back inside the Blue Cross Arena, everybody. I'm Jim Sinicropi alongside Kevin Sharp for FingerLakes1.com Sports. It's 40-36. The Yellow Jackets of Perry, the 2 seed, leading the top seed Lions. And Perry starts with the basketball. Moving from our right to left. We're less than 8 minutes now to crowning a champion in Class C2 as Perry works it around the outside. Now it's John Grover top of the key. He's spinning against Benji Kemp. He almost loses. He gets it back. Now he kicks it out to McClurg. McClurg drives right side, and he travels. Referee Don Miller with the call right in front of the Yellow Jackets bench, and it'll be Lions basketball. And, you know, starting out, it was clear that some of the athleticism of Lions was going to be tough for Perry, but Lions stuck on 36 points here with 7:28 to go in the ball game. Not their normal offensive output here. The big stage at the Blue Cross could have something to do with it, but they're working with the basketball now. It's sophomore Jalen Battle into the paint, and he hangs and misses, and another strong rebound for Carson DeVinny. Gets it over to Mitchell Hockey, and now it's up top to DeVinny. Right side to Grover, into the corner. Baseline drive by McClurg, no good. It's partially blocked by either Kemp or Walker. Walker has it between the legs, spins. He's in the lane, he hangs, and the shot no good, but he's fouled.
That was a big no call down there. I thought there was a lot of contact in the lane. But Teddy Tuggles didn't see it, so play on.
So J.C. Walker, the freshman, is going to the free throw line. He can get the lead down from 4-2 by making both of these. He'll get 2 here off the shooting foul, and he makes the first. His first points of the second half after 8 points in the first half. And second free throw as Walker dribbles twice, spins, dribbles once, and shoots and hits.
Smooth foul shots right there. I think I mentioned that in one of their other games. I love the way he releases the ball at the foul line. He's going to be a special player for Lions the next 3 years.
40-38. Perry leads, 6:46 to go. Michael Hockey. Ball reverses around to Mitchell Hockey in the corner. And ball tapped away by James, and James does come up with it. James ahead of the pack. Misses the layup, but Benji's there, and he misses the putback. But Horace Betts is there, and he gets it to go. And, man, that ball is not going down easily for the Lions tonight. But we have a tie game, 40-40 with 6:23, and I got a Perry timeout.
James defense that caused that. And then Lions hustled back. Benji had a chance for the putback. He didn't make it. Horace Betts was there for it. So Lions is leaving everything on the floor right now. They're doing an excellent job with their intensity here this start of this fourth quarter.
Well, got to feel a sense of urgency here.
Absolutely.
And, you know, looking ahead, we've been speculating, geez, wouldn't it be great in the playing rounds to see a Lions Whitman or a Lions Red Jacket or a Lions Calmum? Lions has a lot of work to do here with 6:23 if they want to leave with a sectional block tonight and have the 20th banner inside the Atwood Gymnasium back home. 6:23 remains in the ball game, and you know, Perry really impressed with the way that Carson DeVinny's been controlling the boards and the way that Michael John Grover is all-around game. Perry has some really good ball players, and I think that they're probably getting tired of getting kicked around by Lions every year in sectionals.
That's right. I love the timeout by Coach Macaluso, though, because Lions was ready to go on a big run with their athleticism. You know, Walker got the lane, drew a foul, made 2 foul shots, and then Amir James right there. So just want to settle his kids down a little bit.
Mitchell Hockey kicks it up ahead to Garrett McClurg. And McClurg into the corner, but a travel. Unfortunately, the pass was high to Michael Hockey. Hockey jumped up to catch it and then took one more hop. That's a travel. And Lions basketball now with a chance to take the lead. As Betts walks the ball up court across the timeline. Kicks it over to Jalen Battle. Now on the block to Benji Kemp, and he stepped on the baseline right in front of referee Don Miller. Back to the Yellow Jackets.
Excellent defense by Deviney, forcing Benji all the way to the sideline, or the end line.
Benji Kemp now picks up Michael John Grover full court. And Grover into the lane and bottled up, almost stolen, but the loose ball come up with by Mitchell Hockey. Jump shot no good. Nice rebound by Betts. Here comes Betts the other way to the freshman Walker. Drives baseline, hangs, and we got an offensive foul. Don Miller on the call. He tried to avoid the defender, but just enough contact for Don Miller to make the call. That's the fourth foul on J.C. Walker with 5:34 to go in the fourth.
That's a big one right there. I thought it was a good call. I thought the defender had position.
40 to 40, excuse me. Garrett McClurg reverse to John Grover. A little cut into the lane by Michael Hockey. He gets a shot up on the rim over Walker. No good. Walker rips down the rebound.
Great defense by Walker that time, not picking up his fifth foul.
Betts gets it to James. Now Betts top of the key. 26 to shoot. 5:04 left in the game. We're all knotted up. Jalen Battle now, the sophomore, kicks it to Betts. 15 to shoot. Betts dribbles over to the right side foul line extended. Denies a pick from Benji Kemp, and he's blocked from behind by Grover. Ball out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Lions with 8 seconds to shoot. 4:48 remaining.
I'm not shocked with Perry's defense, with the coach being from the Buddy Brasky tree. I mean, they do an excellent job of sliding over.
Way out top off the inbounds to James, and a pass inside to Walker. Walker drives baseline by his man and lays it up and in. Lions leads by 2. 4:36 to go. McClurg kicks over to Deviney, and now he cuts and gets the ball back from Deviney. Now it goes up top. Three-pointer on the way from Michael Hockey. Good! Perry up by 1, 43-42, 4:19 to go. Betts was hand checked, I suppose, there by Garrett McClurg. They got a whistle. That'll be the second foul on McClurg. And it'll be Lions basketball as James throws it in backcourt to Betts. Betts dribbling with the right hand near the center court stripe with the all-new Section 5 logo. And now over to the wing to Walker. Walker with the bright red shoes and black socks gets it back to Betts, who drives and lets a floater go. No good. Up big for the rebounds, Jalen Battle. And he was fouled on the rebound. Be the fourth team foul on Perry. And Lions will be inbounding again with a fresh shot clock. 3:57 to go. Perry 43, Lions 42. Underneath their own basket, it is Betts whipping it into James. Thought about a three. Now he drives. He hangs with the right hand and scoops it up off the rim. Bucket good by James. Lions leads by 1. 3:46 to go. Quickly the other way comes Michael John Grover, who got a pump fake to get his man in the air and finished at the rim. And Perry up on top again, 45-44. Oh, and almost a steal by Perry, but a foul.
Yeah, they were going the other way on that one.
Corey Lamberton with the call, and it would have been a run out for Perry. Instead, it will be Lions inbounding again underneath the basket. They trail by 1. 3:34 to go. Section 5 Class C2 title on the line in the next 3.5 minutes. Amir James gets the inbound in the corner. Kicks it out to Battle. Battle thought about a three. Now he shuffles his way into the paint and can't get the shot to go. And another rebound by Perry. Perry doing a much better job on the glass in the second half.
We need to stop here. Lions need to stop.
They trail by 1. Clock getting down near 3 minutes. Goes right side, 3-ball on the way, and off the front of the rim, no good. Almost an offensive rebound, but into the hands of Betts. Here comes Horace Betts. Horace Betts just drove into 3 Yellow Jackets and traveled.
Absolutely.
There was just nothing there for him.
Right.
2:59 to go, 45-44. We got a timeout on the court. So Sharpie, it all comes down to this. We got a 1-point game inside 3 minutes at the Blue Cross Arena. I think this is where normally you'd like to see your senior step up in Benji Kemp, or if, your Perry, you got a number of seniors to pull from. But, also, the way it's gone tonight, I like the freshman J.C. Walker.
Absolutely. I was thinking the same thing. They still got it. You got to play good, solid defense. Like this game, they got to try to push the tempo too. Get it up, get running, get good shots. This is just a great high school basketball game here.
It sure is, and a little lower scoring than we're used to in Lions basketball games. And again, it's the second of 3 championship games here tonight at the Blue Cross. In game 1, it was Cal Mum defeating York easily, 72-43. A great performance by Vinny Molisani to capture the C3 championship. Here in game 2, Perry leads Lions 45-44.
No. He can't do it.
Oh, he wanted to.
He tried to sub, but it was too late.
Yeah. Right now, 6 Lions on the court.
Teddy Tuggle's all over that.
So Von Derek Burks was going to come in for J.C. Walker, who's been playing with 4 fouls for a bit now, but he'll have to wait till the next whistle. Full court pressure from the Lions. They're down 1. Here we go. Coming up next, it's Red Jacket Marcus Whitman in the C1 title. But first, we got an award, a sectional title here in C2, as Amir James was all over Mitchell Hockey, fouled him near midcourt. That's the 5th team foul on the Lions. So with 2:50 to go, it'll be Perry inbounding on the near side sideline. They get it to Michael John Grover.
Oh, offensive.
And they're saying that he leaned into Benji Kemp. I think even Benji was surprised at that one.
I think Benji thought it was going to be called on him.
So it's Lions basketball. 2:45 to go. They led by as much as 12 in the second quarter before an 11-0 Perry run that spanned, almost a turnover, but Kemp snatched it. Now they got a jump ball. That was a quick call. Benji, the entry pass to Benji, he almost lost it, but he snatched it away before it looked to me like there was a tie-up. But
just a hand in there.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a jump ball, but.
So Lions loses possession on the arrow, but they have the ball now. And J.C. Walker kicks it to Betts. Betts thought about a 3. 2:25 to go. Lions trails by 1. Amir James over to Betts, far side, in front of Coach Schott. Steps into the paint, hangs, and gets it to go. Tough shot by Betts. Gives Lions a lead back, 46-45. 2:11 to go in the ball game. The Yellow Jackets bring it across the timeline. Mitchell Hockey with the basketball. Leaves it off for Carson DeVinny. DeVinny up top to Michael Hockey. Now into the corner it goes. And back up top, it's Michael John Grover working against Kemp. Muscling his way in. He's tied up and he traveled.
Yep. Excellent defense by Benji. He might not be doing a whole lot offensively tonight, but he's rebounding and he's playing excellent man defense with help as well.
His team leads by 1, 46-45. We're inside 2 minutes in the championship game. 1:46 to go at the Blue Cross Arena. Betts up top to Walker. Walker holds top of the key, spins it over to the left side to Amir James, who tried to throw a lofting entry pass into Benji Kemp, way over his head and out of bounds. I think some miscommunication there. Here comes Perry the other way. Full court pressure as Garrett McClurg guarded by Jalen Battle. Now it's almost a turnover, but scooped up by Michael John Grover, and now reversed to the opposite side of the court to Mitchell Hockey. Michael Hockey now passes to John Grover. Top of the key to Vinny. Over to Grover. 3-ball from John Grover. Back iron, no good. Up big for the rebound, and tracking it down is J.C. Walker. Lions basketball. 1:05 to go. They're up 1. 46-45. And Coach Schott wants to talk it over.
Great timeout by Coach Schott. Let's make sure that we get a good look here at the basket, get the ball in the hands of the person you want to have the ball. Well, I'm impressed with J.C. Walker. I've seen him 2 or 3 times this year.
Yeah.
But this is a huge stage for a freshman. The way he's playing tonight, just doing everything.
I think he's been the best player, for Lions tonight.
I would agree with
say
that. Absolutely.
Close to being the best player on the court, except for Michael John Grover having a heck of a ball game for Perry. I'll tell you what, with 1:01 to go, again, the Blue Cross Arena, this is a 1-point sectional game, and just the atmosphere is just kind of subdued and comfortable. It's like an NBA game in the second quarter.
Well, there's probably 2,500 people in here. It would overflow any gym in our area, but it's just it's cavernous.
Yep. And you wonder how that rubs off on the players on the court. But right now, it's gut check time for both teams. 1:01 to go. Just over 1 minute to go in a 1-point ball game in the Section 5 Class C2 title game. Coming up after this game, we got the Class C1 title game between top seed Red Jacket and second seed Marcus Whitman. So a big Wayne Finger Lakes night here on Friday night at the Blue Cross, and it's battle inbounding. It's Betts, James, Kemp, and Walker, and right now it's battle up top to James, flips it over to Kemp. Benji out to James, thought about a 3, reverses it to Betts. Betts drives with the shot clock running down. It's off the rim, rebounded by John Grover, and he's bumped out of bounds, and they're going to tag Benji Kemp with a foul. He's on the ground and slaps the baseline with his hand. He's back up, and it's going to be Perry basketball. That's only the 16th foul, so no free throws, but right now with 35.7 left in the shot clock, a fresh shot clock, Perry, they trail by 1. Theoretically, they could hold for 1. I don't know if that'll be their strategy down 1, but more full court pressure coming from Lions after they get some of the perspiration off the baseline area of the court here at the Blue Cross. So we're going to have most likely a champ here in the next couple minutes with 35.7 left.
This is what it's all about right here, though. This is great. Sectional title on the line. 35 seconds left. 1-point game.
Michael John Grover gets it back to McClurg across the timeline. 30 seconds left. He holds, almost stolen by Battle. Now it's back in the hands of John Grover. Now over to Deviney. Deviney guarded by Betts. Flips it over to Hockey. And we got a timeout. Coach Macaluso with 20.5 seconds left. 20 to shoot, so just a half-second differential. Do you see Coach Macaluso holding for 1 here?
I don't. I think that he was looking to see if he could get an easy one. Since he couldn't, he wants to make sure he gets something set up here. I don't think he can afford to go for the last shot. I think you look to get it inside, a dribble drive, dish out for maybe an open 3. But Lions defense is they've turned up the pressure here in the last 8 minutes of this game.
Yeah, with 20.5 left, they might not have a choice. They might not get a good shot till the end. But you do, I think, especially down 1, you want to get that shot up on the glass to give your team an option and an offensive rebound putback. And
if you don't make it, you want to make sure you get a chance to foul so you get another possession.
True. So you imagine he might be drawing up a quick hitter, get a shot up there quick.
So I would look for Deviney and Grover, maybe a little 2-man game.
Now, if you're Coach Schott and the Lions huddle, what are you telling your team?
Good man-to-man defense. Be ready to help out. Expect that the man that's got the basketball is going to get by his man. So slide over, and then you really got to help the helper. They'll do a good job of sliding over and stopping the dribbler, but then will somebody come over and help that helper out?
Now the Blue Cross Arena comes alive. Perry fans directly in front of us and across the way. The Lions faithful and inbounding from in front of the scorer's table. They do get it in. It's Grover with the basketball. Michael John Grover dribbles against Kemp, backing it in. He's in trouble. He's still in trouble. It's a turnover. Horace Betts is fouled with 11.3. Grover found himself in trouble. Benji Kemp didn't budge when Grover tried to kick it out. Horace Betts was there to get the steal. Big time play by the Lions defense.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Benji hasn't had a very good offensive game, but his defense and rebound has been spectacular, along with his effort. I love the way Lions is playing right now. They're playing with that urgency. Like they don't want their season to end.
1-and-1 free throws coming for Horace Betts right now.
Horace is limping too. I think he got a knee to the thigh there.
So Benji Kemp and J.C. Walker are in the foul lane, and we got another timeout. This time it's Coach Schott. 11.3 seconds left. Lions leads by 1. They've got 1-and-1 free throw situation coming up for Horace Betts. And, again here, sometimes some coaches take the theory that they don't want anyone in the free throw lane. Jim Boeheim, method. It looks like Coach Schott, if he comes back out of this timeout in the same way that he went into it, he's going to have a couple of guys down there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Coach Schott he's going over every possible situation here. What happens if we make one and then miss the second one? Here's what we're going to do. If we make both of them, we're up 3. Here's what we're going to do. If we miss the first one, here's what we're going to do. So I'm sure he's going through every one of those situations right now.
So if they do make 2, it's a 3-point game. Then they have the option to foul before the 3-point shooter gets the shot up.
Right.
That's always a consideration. But these would be a couple of big-time free throws by Horace Betts if he's able to knock them down. They don't get any bigger than this. And the Lions are already on the court after the timeout. The Yellow Jackets just breaking their huddle now. Betts been standing at the line for about 6-7 seconds before we're even ready to go. And it is going to be Walker and Kemp in the slot on either side of the free throw line. Battle and Amir James back near midcourt. A couple dribbles. Horace Betts lets it go. And it's no good. But Benji Kemp bails for the rebound. It's out of bounds on the corner. It's going to be Lions basketball. Teddy Tuggles with the call on the baseline. 8.5 left. We're pretty far up to see what happened there. Teddy Tuggles was right on top of it.
Perry's not happy about it, but Benji got fouled as they were going out towards the out of bounds. So
now inbounding. Up top it goes to James, and they do foul him with 7.6 left. Davini with a foul. So same situation, different shooter. Amir James steps to the line. A little less time left, but that 1-point Lions lead at 46-45. Even if he makes them both, Perry could tie. So another 1-and-1 situation here. Amir James, 3 dribbles, lets it go. And that one rims out, and this one's rebounded by Michael Hockey. Here comes Perry, way up ahead to Davini. He slips, 3-pointer other way. Mitchell Hockey, no good. The Lions storm the court at the Big House. Their 20th sectional title in their school history. And it wasn't easy, Sharpie.
It certainly wasn't. What a great game. Congratulations, Lions.
Your final score, Lions 46. Perry, 45. Michael Hockey with a 3-pointer at the buzzer that falls off. And by the skin of their teeth, Coach Dean Schott Jr. with his second sectional title. The Lions with number 20 in their school history, and make some more room at the walls of the Atwood Gymnasium.
They're running out of wall space. They got to make a bigger gym.
They're going to need one potentially for the girls as well, who play tomorrow night.
That's right.
So we're going to come back and wrap it all up. But if the second half of our championship doubleheader here at the Big House is anything like the first, you're going to want to stay with us. Once again, the Lyons Lions, your 2020 Section 5 Class C2 champs. The 20th in their school history. Final score, Lions 46, Perry 45. We're coming back to the Big House right after this.
Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1. Generations Bank has celebrated 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
DeSanto. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our trucking deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
And welcome back, everybody, inside the Blue Cross Arena, where the Lyons just captured their school's 20th sectional title with a narrow 1-point victory as Coach Schott being called out to center court.
Number 1 seed award, I believe.
With the number 1 seed award, we're going to get all sorts of festivities here and ceremonies for both teams before Lyons officially is awarded that sectional block. And then they'll probably put about 15 minutes on the game clock after that, and it will be the countdown to game 2 of our doubleheader between the Red Jacket Indians and the Marcus Whitman Wildcats here on FingerLakes1.com. But for now, it's time for the Littlejohn Orthodontics Smiles with Style post-game show. And, Sharpie, quite a game. We're waiting for official statistics to be delivered up to us here from the court. But, I'm first of all, I'm impressed with the fight that Perry put up, and I'm equally impressed with the way that Lyons came back after Perry went on that 11-0 run that spanned the end of the first half and the beginning of the third quarter. Perry had built a 4-point lead, and with really the whole team struggling offensively, this Lyons team won this game in a way that they normally don't win games with their defense. They usually win it with their offense.
Right. In the Wayne County League, to be honest, they really haven't been forced to play a whole lot of defense like that. I'm really impressed with how they did come out and they played defense tonight. Again, I mentioned it a couple other times, but, Benji Kemp, a lot of kids would just, if they're not putting the ball in the basket, they'll hang their heads and not play. That kid, like we said earlier, he's just a grinder. He just went after it. The job that Coach Dean Schott has done this year, to me, is remarkable. He went through a lot of adversity this year. Shows up today, and a couple kids aren't going to be playing for whatever reason. It's just a next man up type of mentality. This one has got to feel better than last year's because they were expected to win last year, and they blow everybody out. And with Justice Smith, probably the best player in the history of Lyons, basketball. He just plugged different pieces in this year and just did a fantastic job with these kids.
I agree. And when you look at Lyons, most programs do have down cycles, and you would assume that Lyons was setting up for a down cycle with the graduation of someone like Justice Smith and David Weaver. But it was after they went to that state Final Four run in Glens Falls back in 2014 and 15 where they lost to Waterville Elite. They came back the next year and finished 8-14 overall. They finished in 6th place in Wayne County, which is almost unheard of. And that was a time when the Wayne County League was really strong top to bottom.
Right, that's true.
So then they come back, begin the rebuilding process the next year. They go 11-5. Losing to Geneseo in the C2 semis. And since then, Justice Smith's junior and senior year, and now the year following his graduation, 3 straight sectional titles for the Lyons. And Coach Schott's second. He's got a ways to go to catch his dad, but he's really on the way. Coach Dean Schott Sr. with 7 Coach of the Year, Section 5 Coach of the Year titles. Again, no school has appeared in more Section 5 title games than the Lyons since 1975, 26 times. Make that 27 now this year. 18 wins, and only 9 losses since 1975. It's really phenomenal, the success that this small community on Route 31 in southeastern Wayne County has enjoyed in the sport of basketball.
Yeah, they're this is a team that they've been looking forward to for a few years now, and I think if you take a look down their roster, they're going to lose Benji, right?
Yeah, I mean they'll
have Amir James back.
Yep.
They'll have Horace Betts back. They'll have Jatez Barber back. They'll have Justin Smith back.
They'll have J.C. Walker as a sophomore.
Walker. Oh man!
I mean, and they have a great JV team as well.
Jalen Battle, came up from the JVs this year.
He'll be a junior next year. So I mean, it could be a dynasty almost, unlike any other.
Right. Right.
And the only school with more Section 5 titles in all of Section 5 is East High, who will be competing tomorrow night they'll have to keep pace.
Yeah, I don't think Lions is going to close that gap. I think East is probably going to win tomorrow night.
So, but maybe over the next few years they can pick up another one or two.
Yep, absolutely.
But for now, let's just enjoy this one. I'll run through the final scoring for you. For the Lyons, it was Horace Betts, the fourth, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals in 32 minutes of play. He shot 7 of 16 from the field, just 1 of 5 from the free throw line. And then it was, and here come the Lions though, as they throw out the net, and there goes the block. It's Benji Bad Company.
Benji.
Kemp holding the block above his head at midcourt. The Lions fans on their feet, and the team gathers for a photo right under the giant overhanging scoreboard at midcourt at the Blue Cross Arena. So great moment for these guys, and in a lot of ways I think that last year's sectional title was overshadowed by the fact that Justice Smith was here, and that Justice Smith had such a big game in the finals. It was 2 years ago he scored 33 points, 21 in the second half in the final game. And last year they beat Red Jacket in the final that we're going to see next. But this truly is a team championship for this squad. So many contributors over the course of the year. I'll continue with that scoring. J.C. Walker, the freshman, his first game in the Blue Cross, probably not his last, as Dean Schottenau being recognized again here at the Blue Cross, out to midcourt. But J.C. Walker, 12 points, 14 rebounds. Pretty impressive stuff.
Very impressive.
For your first game at the Blue Cross Arena. 11 points for Amir James, 3 3-pointers, 3 of 5 from long range. And 4 points for Benji Kemp, 7 rebounds. Again, the most impressive part of Benji's contribution tonight was that man-to-man defense on John Michael Grover, especially on the last full offensive possession, where he really bottled up Grover. He had nowhere to go, caused a turnover on a pass out that
the Horace intercepted.
Yeah, Horace Betts intercepted, right.
And then he's dabbing the floor for a loose ball. He's going into the bench over there going for a loose ball. Just his last 4 minutes, the energy he played with was fantastic.
Tough shooting night for Benji, just 2 of 10 from the field, but again, I don't think he's too concerned about that right now as he celebrates with his team right now. They're sectional champions, as now they're being recognized individually. Tootie Smith being called out right now, actually, as they recognize each player. And a big round of applause for each player, even the JV call-ups. Jalen Battle now being recognized. Jalen Battle with 4 points tonight, a rebound and an assist and a steal. And for Perry in the losing effort, a really heroic effort from John Michael Grover, finished with 17 points and 4 rebounds. Really, they were running the offense through Michael John Grover.
One thing that sticks out to me looking at these stats is that you had Horace Betts, Amir James, and Benji Kemp all played 32 minutes. On a big court, a lot of intensity. You know, for them to be able to have that kind of stamina to go as hard as they did for 32 minutes, you know, shows me a lot about their heart.
The Lions played 7 guys, and the 7th by Derek Burks just 6 minutes. And then Jatez Barber, who started the game, only 11 minutes. So really it was, Jalen Battle with 20 minutes. And like you said, as Horace Betts now getting a nice round of applause as he's being called out. And Jatez Barber now coming out. And here's the freshman J.C. Walker getting a nice round of applause. And Amir James, man, was he
tenacious,
a monster tonight, tenacious. Really. And there he is, bad company, Benji Kemp.
You know, we said it before, he's just a grinder. He just goes after it and just gets the job done.
And Dean shot again.
With Gino Tricarico.
Yep. What a big part of the program that guy is, you know?
He's around everything, baseball, football, basketball. Just a great young man he is.
So I'll just finish rounding up the scoring for Perry, who finished their season now at 17-6. The Lions improve to 21-2. They'll move on to the Class C Playdown Tournament. We'll have to see what the matchups look like next week. There'll be a game Monday and then another game Wednesday. Of course, the winner of our next game in the Class C1 championship game will be a part of that, as well as we try to determine Section 5's Class C representative to the Far West Regional of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Tournament. But for the Perry Yellow Jackets, Grover with 17, Deviney with 10 to go along with 11 rebounds, another double-double. Michael Hockey with 9, Mitchell Hockey with 5, and 4 points for McClurg. Lions fell behind by 2 at the end of the first period, 12-10. They came storming back early second to open up a 12-point lead, winning the second period 18-10. But at the end of the period, that's when Perry started to mount their comeback. It continued into the second half, where they outscored the Lions 18-8. And then Lions wins the final stanza 10-5, just
points
to nip the Yellow Jackets by 1 when Michael Hockey. Was it Mitchell or Michael?
I think it was
Michael. His three-pointer at the buzzer just came up short. And he didn't need 3, but a lot of times that happens. You only need 2, but you got the open jump shot, you let it go. And really so much hung in the balance when that ball was in the air.
Right.
But
it looked like it was on from here.
It did look like a good shot from our angle. So, Sharpie, might be time to just step aside for about 5 or 6 minutes. When we come back, we'll turn the page, get ready for the next game, which not to say that we weren't excited about this Lions game, because we were, but this next game is going to be epic. The Red Jacket Indians and the Marcus Whitman Wildcats. It's a showdown that we've been hoping we'd see all year. We weren't sure if we would, and guess what? We are going to see it. So yeah, we're going to
J.C. Walker on the all-tournament team.
Oh, yeah, we should stay for the all-tournament team. I'm sorry. J.C. Walker getting called out.
Grover.
Michael John Grover for sure.
Well-deserved for Amir.
Yeah, definitely. It's not. He didn't. He did have 3 3-pointers, but it's nice to see players recognized for both ends of the court.
Yep.
And it'll be Mitchell Hockey, also the 4th player honored. Carson Deviney, and now the MVP. Who's going to be the MVP? Could it be the freshman?
He's already on the alternate.
Oh, yeah,
team,
you're right.
So it's probably going to be Horace Betts. It's too bad Betts and Kemp both can't be on.
Right. It is Horace Betts, and a favorite pick of the crowd. He embraces Coach Dean Schott, and heads out to midcourt, and there's your MVP of the 2020 Section 5 Class C2 tournament.
Well deserved.
So with that, we are going to step aside for just a moment. And again, when we come back, it will be getting ready for the Marcus Whitman Wildcats and the Red Jacket Indians. What a game in the first half of our doubleheader here at the Big House. Once again, your final score, Lions 46, Perry 45. The Lyons Lions, sectional champs again here in 2020. Game number 2 of our doubleheader coming up next.
This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is made possible thanks to the support from Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, celebrating 23 years in the Finger Lakes with locations at 22 Main Street in Waterloo, 40 Exchange Street in Geneva, and Del Lago Resort and Casino. Dine-in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. Order online at Cicinos.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. For your life, home, auto, and future. Whether it's your first car, second home, or third child, the experienced professionals at Finger Lakes Partners can recommend the coverage that best utilizes and protects your assets. With offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo, and online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane. 4 generations strong, DeSanto Propane is a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com or call 1-800-752-4574 and look for DeSanto Propane on Facebook. Ferrara Lumber has been locally owned for 3 generations and is more than just a lumber and building supplier. Stop in on Baird Street in Seneca Falls to browse their full section of power tools, hardware, lawn and garden, painting, and plumbing supplies, and talk to their experienced staff before planning your next home improvement project. Brad Van Dusen Photography is a full-service photographer serving the Finger Lakes region, offering family, senior, and wedding portraits, also specializing in sports photos, collages, banners, and other keepsakes for your student-athletes. For more information, find Brad on Facebook or visit BradVanDusenPhotography.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salads, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmers Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmers Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. It's a wonderful run 5K. It's a winter run like no other through the streets of Seneca Falls, the town that inspired Frank Capra's holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Learn more and register at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, locally owned for 43 years and serving great lunches Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 2 p.m. Legendary soups, wraps, salads, and the best burgers in town. For over 65 years, the Wilson Press has been serving Central New York as commercial printers with a full-service mail house. Specializing in offset and digital printing, graphic design services, full mail house services, marketing and advertising plans, and fundraising programs, call them today at 315-568-9693 or visit them online at wpress.com. Connie's Diner on Main Street in Waterloo has the ambiance you will only find in a true diner. Let the Cardazola family serve your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner from their vast menu of time-tested favorites and original recipes. Visit them online at connieswaterloo.com. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing, website development, hosting, multimedia production, and home of the most popular website and mobile app in the Finger Lakes. Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1.
It's big truckin' deals here at Bill Cram Chevrolet. Check out this cram-tastic inventory for big truckin' deals. Whatever truck you're looking for, we've got the inventory. Trucks for towing, trucks for family, trucks for work, and trucks for fun. Whatever you're into, we've got a big trucking deal waiting for you. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our trucking deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
And welcome back, everybody, inside the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester, New York, where Friday night at the Blue Cross continues. Once again, in the first game tonight on this court, it was the C3 championship game. Cal Mum defeating York 72-43. In the game you just enjoyed here on FingerLakes1.com, it was the Lyons Lions defeating Perry 46-45 to capture the C2 championship game. And now we're just about 20 minutes or so away from the tip of our nightcap. One of the most highly anticipated games, personally, I think we've ever called on FingerLakes1.com. It's the Red Jacket Indians versus the Lyons Lions. And I'm Jim Sinicropi alongside Kevin Sharp. And, Sharpie, this is a game that seems like it's been years in the making. It's all about to finally play out.
Right. This is something else all year long. We've been looking forward to this matchup and hoping that it would come to fruition. Not taking anything away from Gannett, because you know how I feel about them.
Yeah.
But this is something that I really wanted to see.
We just had hot dogs and drinks delivered by former sectional champion for the Newark Reds, Brian Sharp. How about that?
It's about time he did something.
and he's having a great career at Juville, right?
It's getting better and better every year. So I'm really happy the way he's really persevered, and he's getting everything out of his athletic ability that he possibly can.
Seems just yesterday, I was up here calling his game. I think you know what? I think Brendan Harrington and Tony Robinson called it. It was Pelmac Newark. Yeah. And then the following year, I called the Minders Newark final with Matt Verkey.
Right. Yeah, that was a nice run, for sure.
Yep. So he got 3 years on the Blue Cross, right? Didn't he? As a sophomore, wasn't he up as a JV player? So better than most.
Actually, no, he was part of that sophomore. He was played on the varsity as a sophomore.
Okay.
He got brought up as a freshman, and they played here. They lost to Batavia.
So 4 years at the Blue Cross. That was a semifinal game, though, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Only played 3 years.
That was the year that Geneva went on to win in 2014.
In the finals.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, well, enough reminiscing here. When I said this was years in the making, I think it's true on many levels. And on one level, it's actually been generations in the making. Here's our own Josh Durso from FingerLakes1.com with more on the significance of tonight's matchup.
This Marcus Whitman team can find its roots way back in 1995, when about 25 years ago to the day, current Whitman assistant coach Liz Royston, then Liz Brown, found herself on this very same court as a player for legendary Marcus Whitman head coach Jim Tuck. Liz Brown and her team defeated Minders Academy to capture the Section 5 Class CCC title. Now, Liz Brown Royston returns to the Blue Cross, but she'll watch from the bench as her oldest son, Aiden Royston, tries to replicate her accomplishment 2.5 decades ago on the same court. Also, a member of that 1995 Whitman championship team, Mary Ann Pendergrass, aunt of Whitman senior center, Liam Pendergrass. The connections to the past are on both sides of this matchup, though. About the same time Liz Brown and Mary Ann Pendergrass were winning that sectional title, Beth Record was a rising star in the Section 5. In 1997, she graduated from Red Jacket with 3 sectional titles and as Section 5 women's basketball all-time leading scorer. Is it any surprise that over 2 decades later, as Red Jacket takes the court tonight, their leading scorer bears the same name? Matt Record has built his own impressive career resume, and like his cousin Beth, will try to win a sectional title tonight inside the Blue Cross Arena. But these connections to the past are just an example of how deep the bloodlines run in basketball communities here in upstate New York. Communities like Rushville, Gorham, Stanley, Shortsville, and Manchester. Small communities like these use their school districts as a central gathering point, the heart of their communities, when everyone comes together in the gymnasium for a high school basketball game on a frigid winter night. And both these teams that will take the court tonight were raised by their communities. They played together as children, learning the game together, spending countless hours together, falling in love with basketball, and now they're young men. And all of the travel basketball, practices, road trips, hours shooting in the driveway with the dream of one day being a varsity basketball player for their school, and if they worked hard enough, they could play on a stage like the Blue Cross Arena and see their own banner raised on the wall of their hometown gym. Many times we use catchphrases when talking basketball here on FingerLakes1.com. Things like, this group plays together as a team. They're unselfish, or they don't care who scores as long as the team wins. Sometimes we say they're coachable. They leave it all on the court each and every night. Well, with these two teams tonight, every last adage holds absolutely true. Marcus Whitman looks for leadership in senior Seth Benedict. You won't find a better teammate than Seth. He's well-spoken, thoughtful, and a fierce competitor on the court. For Red Jacket, it's Chase Rizzo, an exceptional athlete, extremely charismatic, and team-oriented. Both these players give everything they have every second on the court. They build up their teammates, they're role models for the next generation, and their teammates follow their lead. There have been photos circulating on social media all winter of the players on this Marcus Whitman team when they were in elementary school, playing rec ball together, always with smiles on their faces and arms around each other. Senior big man Liam Pendergrass, in every picture, even back then, was towering over his friends. A tiny Aiden Royston, who has grown up to become a relentless defender, Hildreth, Lovejoy, Harady, and the babyface killer Jordan LaHue. These kids have been friends and teammates for most of their lives, and the same can be said of Red Jacket. Their senior-laden roster of Rizzo, Record, old-school point guard Adam Borst, and their own big man Travis Hill. They've also played together their whole lives, and now their time together as teammates is nearing an end. Along the way, these two groups of young men have become the epitome of why we love high school basketball. Both teams have had tremendous success in recent years, but also bitter disappointments. 2 years ago, these same Wildcats, undermatched and undersized, gave everything they had in a sectional semifinal loss to North Star Christian. It was a team that featured Section 5's all-time leading scorer, Miles Brown. The following year, their first trip to a sectional final at the Blue Cross, only to once again have their championship dreams dashed by a private school in C.G. Finney. Red Jacket, they were here last year too, on the same very court where they ran into a top-seeded Lions team who featured one of the best players in Section 5 in Justice Smith. They too fought valiantly against a bigger, more experienced and athletic team, only to come up short. The thing about both of these teams, however, is like all of the other positive qualities they display, they are resilient. The lessons they've learned together on the basketball court, the highs and lows they've shared together, will serve them well throughout their lives. And it will serve them well in this game tonight at the Blue Cross. They've been focused all winter to accomplish something that hasn't happened for their school in so long. To win a sectional championship for their school, for the coaches, for their communities, but most of all, for each other. For Red Jacket, it's been 13 years, since 2007, when Red Jacket won a sectional title last. For Marcus Whitman, much longer. 46 years ago, in 1976. Another adage, that you wish there didn't have to be a loser in a game like this. It holds a lot of truth tonight, and the brutal fact is that someone will lose. One group will achieve their mutual goal and celebrate in the Blue Cross Arena court in just a couple of hours, while the other will be left to move on, again falling just short of what they worked so hard together to achieve. The fact remains that there are no losers tonight. Every parent dreams that their children will grow up to share the same traits that the players up and down these two rosters display each time they take the court. There won't be shame in a loss, and 25 years from now, when they are perhaps watching their own children play in a championship game like this one, they'll recount the memories, and they will be positive memories that they wouldn't trade for anything, not even a sectional title.
Jim Sinicropi alongside Kevin Sharp for FingerLakes1.com. High above the court at the Blue Cross Arena, getting set for the Section 5 Class C1 championship game between the Red Jacket Indians and the Marcus Whitman Wildcats. And, you know, Sharpie, I think that the segment we just heard pretty much sums it up. There's not going to be a loser tonight. These kids are already winners. Great role models, great examples of the reasons we love high school basketball. Great teams, great coaches, great communities, and great programs.
Absolutely.
But somebody's going to win a sectional title tonight, and it's so important to these kids. And it's too bad that somebody does have to lose, but it's going to be so sweet for the team that wins tonight.
Absolutely. This is, like we talked about before, it's a dream matchup. We've been looking for this all year long. As Corsi said in the sectional preview show, a lot of eyes are on this about the going independent versus staying in the league. How's it going to play out? So I'm really interested in how that's going to go. But I've got a ton of respect for, you mentioned it when you said communities, because you go to a youth game where Red Jacket or Marcus Whitman are playing, and it's almost like a varsity game the way the fans get behind these kids. And it's contagious. The younger kids see these guys up here on the court, right? And they want to do the same thing. The Whitman kids at the North Rose Wolcott and Whitman game a few years ago at Waterloo.
Yep. And that was a group of Whitman kids that didn't achieve the goal of getting to the Blue Cross Arena, but they played with that same sort of, that Greg O'Connor style of team basketball to set an example. And, from there, they go on, as we mentioned, and, losing a semifinal game to North Star Christian when, Aiden Royston was a sophomore. First time we saw them being called up, and we called that game together, and we were like, wow, look at these sophomores.
Absolutely. We knew right then and there that this team was going to be special this year. And I think they were freshmen, Jim. I think it was 2 years ago. These guys are juniors now.
Well, no, that was the year they lost to North. Oh, yeah, you're right. They were freshman call-ups, and I think there was lost to North Star Christian, and then last year they finally get to the Blue Cross and lose to a private school in C.G. Finney. A great team that ended up knocking any Lions season in the Class C playing game. And then on the other side, Red Jacket, a group of seniors, just a great team, great athletes, and likewise have played together, as long as they could remember. So these two teams are going to clash tonight, and someone's going to be a winner. As I look down on the court again, Lions, if you're just joining us, defeated Perry in game 2 of our game 1 of our doubleheader, game 2 of the night here at the Blue Cross, 46-45, and then the first game of the night at the Blue Cross, it was Cal Mum winning the Section 5 Class C3 title, 72-43, and we have a great weekend of basketball here. After tonight, we're going to pack it up at the Blue Cross, but we're going to be back bright and early for an 8:30 a.m. pregame show, 9 o'clock tip, Class B1 title game between the Geneva Panthers and the Waterloo Indians. Another all-East, Finger Lakes East B1 title game. After that, we're going to hop over to Gates Chili as the Palmac Lady Red Raiders take on the Dansville Mustangs in the Class B1 Girls Championship game. And then finally, the nightcap, 7 p.m. Of course, Penn Yan playing for a sectional title as well against Avon at 3 o'clock at Gates Chili in a game you could hear on WFLR. And then 7 o'clock back on Finger Lakes 1 Radio. It'll be Paul Russo and Nick Felice as the Lady Lions try to join the boys team as calling themselves sectional champs when they take on Keshequa. So it's one of the best weekends of the year, and we're right smack dab into it now. There's 3:37 on the pregame clock as Marcus Whitman and Red Jacket are just having a little shoot around. They've gone through their warm-ups, just shooting around, trying to get comfortable with this court. It's not like you get to show up here and have a practice the day before. But these two teams have been on this court before, so that just is another thing that kind of adds to it. I don't know how you find an edge in this game. You can't say, well, Whitman was here last year and Red Jacket, they were both here. They both are such solid teams. I can't find an edge.
No, the thing that I think that if you're Red Jacket, I think what you're going to want to do is really pound the ball down low, because they're a different. Wrexham is a different team without Pendergrass on the floor. He's really the only height that they have inside. So if they can get him in foul trouble. Now Tomia comes in off the bench. He's kind of a wing player as well. So, and another thing too that you look at is Marcus Whitman shoots the ball so well from the outside, but this is a totally different place to shoot from than a high school gym. it's going to be really interesting to see. It's a difference in styles with, both teams like to get up and down the court, but I really think that Red Jacket pounding the ball inside and trying to take advantage of a pretty big height advantage is what their game plan is going to be.
Yeah, they do. They have Hill, they have DeMoore bringing some height, and even Chase Rizzo is bigger than most of the Whitman kids outside of Pendergrass. There was some concern that perhaps point guard Adam Boris had hurt his left wrist in the semifinal game on Monday night. He's out there warming up. Everything looks to be good. Both teams appear to be at full strength, and be a good time to quickly run through some of our sponsors that make tonight's broadcast possible. Specifically, I'd like to thank Inland Harbor Marine on Waterloo Geneva Road, online at inlandharborwaterloo.com. Robert Royston, Aiden's dad, stopped by the office today with a check to cover our license fee to Section 5 for this game, and we really, really appreciate that.
Nice of him.
Definitely. And then also our season-long sponsors, of course, Generations Bank, Little John Orthodontics, Bill Cram Chevrolet, DeSanto Propane, Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, Connie's Diner in Waterloo, Brad Van Dusen Photography, Wilson Press and Mail House, Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, Stever's Garage and Jimmer's Auto, Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, the It's a Wonderful Run 5K in Seneca Falls, and Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. And you just heard the horn. Both teams now heading to the bench, and we're just moments away from starting lineups and opening tip here at the Blue Cross Arena for the nightcap, and they're going to get started right on time. We're just a couple minutes shy of 9 p.m., the late game on a Friday night at the Blue Cross, and all those years and all those games, and they're all coming down to this, and should be a fantastic ball game here on FingerLakes1.com. Looks like we are getting ready for another national anthem as the Indians and Wildcats line up across opposite foul lines. The Red Jacket Indians is the top seed in their home whites, red trim down the right side. Red Jacket across the front in red numbers. The Whitman Wildcats in their pretty handsome road blues, dark blue, yellow lettering, Whitman across the chest, yellow lettering and numbering, and the Red Jacket coaches in dark pants and red shirts. The Whitman coaches, including Coach O'Connor's father and Liz Brown Royston, dark pants and white shirts, and you can feel a little electricity in the air tonight. Directly in front of us is the Marcus Whitman faithful, a pretty large contingent of students. Way to our left, straight across from us, are the Red Jacket student section, and plenty of red on the opposite side of the arena. Both teams have brought cheerleaders, and we have the national anthem coming up, so we're going to step aside for about just over 60 seconds. When we come back, it's going to be just about time for basketball here on FingerLakes1.com. Red Jacket Marcus Whitman coming up next from the Big House. Keep it right here on FingerLakes1.com.
At FingerLakes1.com, we have always pledged to you to bring the most comprehensive local news coverage, access to timely information, and a locally focused, entertaining media option. Support FingerLakes1.com and help us bring you more great local sports coverage like this by visiting patreon.com/FL1.
DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info. DISANTO Propane.com, or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. DeSanto. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
And with that, the Blue Cross Arena erupts as we have the players meeting at midcourt to shake hands. I think a lot of mutual respect between these two teams. And we'll get starting lineups in just a moment. And, of course, the winner of this will join Calmum and Lions in the state playing. A mini tournament next week.
I could be wrong, but I think how it would play out is if the Red Jacket wins, they'll get the bye. Lions would play Calmum.
And then if Whitman won?
If Whitman wins, then I believe it's Lions with the most points. They only had 2 losses during the regular season when Calmum had 3. I've asked Steve Veeder to shoot me a text when he can to play that out for us. But yeah, it's just there's a lot. Obviously, it's a sectional championship game. There's a lot on the line, but very intriguing matchup.
So, Coach Trevor Gage for the Red Jacket Indians at midcourt, along with Coach Greg O'Connor, both schools' athletic directors also, as we get ready for starting lineups. And Ryan Harrod, the first player announced at the Blue Cross for Marcus Whitman, over there to bump fists with each of the officials, Ron Plummer, Steve Polo, and Matt Labonis. And the first player announced for Red Jacket point guard, Adam Borst, a senior.
Yeah, it's not wrapped.
Yeah, he looks like he's 100% good to go.
I would still make him use it.
Right.
I would still force him to use that left hand.
And Aiden Royston now being announced, the junior. Really considered by Coach O'Connor probably their best on-ball defender. They usually put him on the team's best offensive weapon.
Unbelievable athlete, too. Some of the shots he made against Gananda were circus shots. Just did a really good job finishing at the rim.
Next announced for Red Jacket, Matt Record, another senior, really the most prototypical basketball player probably on the team, pretty solid all around, and their leading scorer. As next player announced is Noah Hildreth, another one of those juniors. This will be a good team next year as well. They lose the height of Pendergrass, but they're going to be very difficult team to keep out of a return to the Blue Cross next year. As the next player announced, Mason Pollitt. And Pollitt, a sophomore, he'll be remaining after the bulk of the Red Jacket lineup graduates next year. And Kevin Korzeniewski's telling us Cal Mum's in the next game no matter what. I'll trust him. As Jordan Lehue announced, and along with Liam Pendergrass. And there's Chase Rizzo. You can tell by the crowd, a real fan favorite. Now his left wrist is wrapped, actually. He had a tough fall on Wednesday night, but I don't think that's going to be any issue at all. Tough kid, and these Red Jacket kids have been waiting their whole life for tonight. And there's Lehue being announced, a player who I believe has become one of the better all-around players in all the Wayne Finger Lakes.
He just does everything well. Handles the ball well. He sees the court. Smart. He draws offensive fouls.
And now a big round of applause for the final senior in the starting lineup for Red Jacket, Travis Hill. Now, remember last year in the Blue Cross Arena against Lyons, he was playing with an injury. He had a dog bite, I think it was.
Yeah,
something really, in the morning of the game, something really kind of off the wall.
Getting ready here, Jim.
Yeah, the wait is over, and it's all really about to happen. Whitman already out surrounding the center circle at the Blue Cross Arena. It'll be Liam Pendergrass to jump tip. Red Jacket yet to break their huddle. They do. And now it's on Liam Pendergrass slapping hands with each of the Red Jacket players. And it's going to be Pendergrass against Rizzo. Time for basketball at the Blue Cross. Once again, it's the C1 championship game. And the ball is in the air, and we are underway, and Pendergrass tips it back to Lehue. Whitman moving from our left to right here in the Blue Cross Arena, kicks it over to the right to Hildreth, inside to Pendergrass, leaves it off for Herod. Herod drives, left hand, no good, and rebounded by Travis Hill. Here comes Red Jacket up the other way. They throw it way up ahead to Rizzo. Rizzo tries to hit a streaking Matt Record, but it's knocked out of bounds by Pendergrass. I'm Jim Sinicropi alongside Kevin Sharp. So glad you could be with us here on a Friday night at the Blue Cross for this ball game. Ball inbounded to Boris. He drives, he rises, he fires. Front iron, no good. Rebound comes into the hands of Herod. And now Lehue walks it across midcourt, kicks it right side to Hildreth. Hildreth dribbles, finds Royston near the top of the key. And it's back to Herod, and now around the bend it goes and finds its way top of the key to Herod, and now Royston holds 14 to shoot into the block to Pendergrass. Left-handed hook shot, rolls off the rim, and it's pulled down by Matt Record, who dribbles up the court. Left side of the defense by Royston. Baseline jumper, knocks it down.
What a great shot. He went to his left that time, pulled up from the baseline about 12 feet away. Excellent shot by Record.
So 2-0 early here. It's Red Jackets striking first. And now Lehue thought about a three, shuffles it into Pendergrass, who lays it over the front of the rim with the right hand. And it is 2-2. Now Borst throws it to Pollitt. Pollitt lays it up, and then he's fouled from behind. Looks like they're going to get Hildreth. Little backdoor cut from Mason Pollitt. So up and down action already. Unlike the first game, it looks like these guys are loose and ready to put the ball in the basket.
And the thing I like about Red Jacket now is they're really running the floor. Chase Rizzo last time beat everybody up the court. And that time Pollitt with a nice backdoor cut.
Pollitt misses the free throw, pulled in by Pendergrass. Up ahead it comes. And into the hands of Hildreth. Down to Liam Pendergrass, and he spins with the right hand against Travis Hill and banks it in. Pendergrass, 4 points, and we're tied up at 4.
That's big for Whitman. He needs to get off to a good start and be able to stay on the floor.
And now Pollitt controls, kicks it right side to Borst. Dribbles with the left hand, top of the key, guarded by Lehue, hands it off to Record, guarded by Royston. Spins, pulls up from the elbow on the right side and misses, and the ball bounces into the hands of Jordan Lehue, bringing it up across midcourt, and he turns it over. It's Pollitt with a steal, but after the steal, Pollitt stepped on the sideline. It'll stay with Marcus Whitman.
Great anticipation by the sophomore that time. You know, he really didn't play that many minutes in the second half against Gananda, and he's coming out here and really imposing his will tonight so far.
So now Jordan
making a difference.
Lehue takes the inbounds, walks across center court, throws it to the left elbow to Pendergrass, gets it out top to Herod, almost lost it. And now it's Hildreth pulling up from the free throw line and knocking it down to stop and pop from
big shot.
10 feet. 6-4, Red Jacket leads. Now Rizzo
nice pass.
drives, bounce pass to Hill, lays it up and in on the left side.
Marcus Whitman has to force him to use his left hand. He's too good of an athlete if you give him a step going to the hole using his right hand. And that time he found Hill on a nice dump off.
So now Lehue finds Pendergrass, this time near the left wing, foul line extended. Now a three-pointer in. It's Ryan Herod. He kind of just let it fire from the top of the arc, and Whitman leads 9-6. Boris surveys the man-to-man defense. He's guarded by Lehue. He hands it off to Record. Record guarded by Royston now.
Good job by Pendergrass in the post.
25 feet. Now it goes inside to Hill. Hill rises, fires, finishes over Pendergrass with a left hand, lays it in off the glass, and already with 4:34 to go, it's a 9-8 lead and a very entertaining ball game.
What's the over-under here?
100 and... So anyways, Lehue gets it back across. Now Royston controls near side wing to Herod. Now they sling it around to Pendergrass. He holds it outside the three-point arc and finally finds Herod at the top of the key, guarded by Hill. A little bit of a mismatch. He tries to take him to the basket. He hangs high off the glass. Can't go. Pendergrass there tries to foul. Couldn't get it to go. He tried to throw it up before coming down with it. Just off. 9-8, 4:02 to go. Whitman lead. Corner three from Pollitt. Off the glass, no good. Almost made it off the glass from the corner. Royston rebound over to Lehue. Lehue now tries to drive against Borst. Borst reaches, and that's a foul.
That's a good call right there.
Sorry, that was Pollitt with a foul, not Borst. We are high above the Les Harrison court at the Blue Cross Arena. And they inbound it right in front of our side. And it's Lehue corner three ball. Mark it down.
Well, there goes my scouting report. Fouled with the three-point shots. Maybe not going here at the Blue Cross, but there's two in a row.
Herod with one and Lehue with one. And now they try to force it inside. Royston. It's stolen by Royston into the hands of Herod. Herod stops left side. Leaves for Lehue. Three ball on the way and good. Are you kidding me? With Jordan Lehue as the Whitman bench explodes onto the court at the Blue Cross to greet Lehue. Timeout on the floor.
Wow. 3 straight possessions with threes? 3 out of the last 4?
Herod from the top of the key, Lehue from the near side corner, and when Lehue from the wing, he just dribbled it down, pulled up, nobody came out on him.
He did an excellent job getting his feet set. He wasn't in a hurry, didn't panic. Set his feet, let it fly.
Whitman 15, Red Jacket 8, 3:23 to go here in the first period. I'm Jim Sinicropi alongside Kevin Sharp for FingerLakes1.com. Hope you're comfortable and enjoying yourself wherever you're listening from tonight. We're streaming live on FingerLakes1.com radio, and we're back in action with Borst bringing it across the timeline. Over to Record, inside to Rizzo. Rizzo stepped on the baseline after a nice spin move to get by a couple of Wildcats. The ball goes back to Marcus Whitman.
Thought he might have hooked him there too, coming along that baseline.
So now here comes Lehue again, over to Herod. Herod to Seth Benedict into the game for the first time. Again, one of their leaders, not in the starting lineup, but as it goes high-low from Lehue to Pendergrass. Pendergrass can't finish at the rim. And now Royston met Rizzo, but it's going to be a foul. He kind of stopped his progress in front of the Red Jacket bench. And some contact and a foul on Adrian Royston. Just a second team foul on Marcus Whitman and the first on Royston. And now Borst gets things in action to Pollitt, inside to Rizzo. It's ripped away by Lehue, right out of the hands of Rizzo. Here comes Lehue, middle of the court. He goes by Pollitt, pump fake, gets him in the air, lets it go, hits!
He's feeling it.
8 points for Lehue.
Gets the steal on defense, comes down, hits a 12-foot jumper on offense.
17-8, Whitman leads early, 2:26 to go first period. Borst now surveys the defense from the right side, lets a three ball go, knocks it down!
They needed that.
17-11, 2:15 to go. Lehue walks it across again. All Whitman Wildcats above the free throw now. Now Benedict dives, Pendergrass up tops, wings it to Royston. Into the corner to Herod. And Herod knocks down a three from right in front of Coach Trevor Gage. Herod with a couple of threes. 20-11, 1:51 to go.
Amazing.
Inside to Rizzo. Knocked away by Benedict and out of bounds. It'll stay with Red Jacket. And so glad to see both these teams came to play tonight.
How can you shoot that well up here? That's amazing.
20-11, 9-point Whitman lead early. Inbounds pass goes to Rizzo. Gives it back to Borst. Now up top to Paulette and back to Borst. Only sub of the game so far, Seth Benedict. Now Paulette drives baseline against Benedict. Up against Pendergrass. Bothered. And Pendergrass tries to save it on the baseline, but it looks like it's going to stay with the Indians.
Man, they're going at each other.
So now it will be Red Jacket underneath their own basket. They run the play. Pollard in the corner. Gets by Benedict. Reverse layup. Good. Strong drive by Mason Pollard. And the sophomore is probably the guy we pay least attention to offensively on this team, but looking strong on that drive. And now they find Benedict on the baseline. He goes to the basket. Can't get it to go. Great job by Record tapping the rebound loose to Rizzo, and now Benedict picks up a foul.
A lot of contact down here on that shot. And it definitely affected the play.
So that's going to be the first foul on Benedict. Third team foul on Whitman. 1:06 to go first period. 20-13. Borst dribbles right side. Leaves it off for Record. Record hit his first baseline jumper of the day. He's been quiet since. He misses a runner here, and here comes Aiden Royston behind the back on the run out. Now he pulls it back out, finds Leahy, thought about a three, pump fake, back to Royston in the corner, baseline drive, pulls up off the glass, no good. Ripped away by Record. Here come the Indians. Record back to the middle of the court, 3-on-2, bounce pass, Pollard, no! Rebound pulled in by Herod, and now Leahy will slow things up with 31 seconds left, just about a 2-second differential between the shot and game clock. Red Jacket trails by 7. Whitman ball. Herod holds it. Up top to Pendergrass. Leahy lets a 3-ball go. In and out. Into the hands of Borst with 13 seconds left. Brings it across the timeline. 10 seconds left first quarter. Over to Pollard. 6 seconds. Now back to Borst. He's about 35 feet from the basket. 3 seconds. Fadeaway jumper off the glass. No good, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. And boy, was it a good one. You're going to want to stay with us here at FingerLakes1.com. 3 more quarters left in the Section 5 Class C1 championship game. Your score after one, Marcus Whitman 20, Red Jacket 13.
Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Thruway Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. Browse their full Cramtastic new and used vehicle inventory online at BillCramChevrolet.com, supporting high school athletes for the past 50 years. Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
And here we go, second quarter action underway, and they quickly get it in on the block to Travis Hill. He can't score, but Red Jacket retains possession as we're just underway with Whitman leading 20-13. Now an inside-out play, pass from Hill to Rizzo, who lays it up and in, and it's 20-15.
Classic give and go there. Rizzo gave it up, flashed to the basket, and Travis Hill hit him with a nice over-the-top pass.
Rizzo's first bucket of the game onto the block to Pendergrass, right-handed hook shot off. And pulled down by Borst. He heads up court. We had same 5 in to start the second that ended the first. It's going to be Seth Benedict remaining in the ball game, the only non-starter on the court. And now it's to the free throw line to Hill. He spins on Pendergrass. Great move and great finish with a kiss with the right hand. 20-17. So Red Jacket comes out of the first quarter break, scoring the first 4 points. Lead down to 3.
He's shown me 2 real nice inside moves so far tonight.
Royston now controls on the wing. Bounce pass into Pendergrass. Double team. He tried to get it to Royston, who was open, and there's a foul as Pendergrass goes to the ground. It will be Marcus Whitman ball with a fresh 35. 6:41 to go, second period. Wildcats lead 20-17.
Coach Gage's got to like where he is right now. I mean, they're only 3 points down. 12 of Whitman's points have come on three-pointers. It's tough to live and die with a three-pointer up here at the Warren Memorial.
Way up top it goes to Herod, who he saved it. And now Royston has it in front of the Red Jacket bench, and now it's Seth Benedict, top of the key, swinging it left side to Lehue. Lehue off a Pendergrass pick. Now it's to the corner to Benedict. Inside to Pendergrass quickly. He misses the shot with the left hand. May have been bothered a little bit by Travis Hill there. And now here comes Borst. And baseline to Hill. Thought about spinning back to Pollitt. Pollitt drives, hangs, and can't get it to go. Record skies in for the rebound. He's surrounded by Wildcats. Kicks it out to Rizzo. And now Record went to let a three ball go, and Royston blocked it. He's ahead of the pack, but they missed him. Lehue shuffles it back to Benedict. Benedict now into the glass. Dumps it to Pendergrass. Stripped from behind by Pollitt. Here comes Matt Record. Could have been a foul. No call. Here comes Red Jacket the other way. They're down 3. And there's Pollitt for 3, way short. Off the hands of Pendergrass into the hands of Royston. And they'll settle down just a bit as Royston dribbles it across the timeline. And now hands it off to Herod, to Lehue, to Benedict. Inside now to Herod. Over the top of Travis Hill and hits. Wow. He had to loft it up over the big man and he found nothing but net.
I was just getting ready to say great defense by Travis Hill, and it was great defense. It was just a better shot. What a finish.
So Whitman now on the board in the second quarter. They have 22. Red Jacket 17, 5:24 to go. And we can already see that there's just so many places that points can come from on both these teams.
On both these teams, absolutely.
You can't focus on one player defensively.
No, the thing I love about Whitman is nobody's ever still on offense. They're always moving. There's constant back screens and staggered screens and double screens, and they just run their stuff so well. And Red Jacket is just so athletic. A couple of those rebounds that Record has and that Rizzo has are just great athletic plays.
5:21 to go. Red Jacket takes over again. They're moving from our right to left from our vantage point high above the court at the Blue Cross Arena. It's Chase Rizzo now dribbling into the paint, and he forces one up off the glass. It rolls off and into the hands of Herod, and Herod hands to Lehue. Here, Lehue again shuffles across midcourt and finds Herod. Hands it off to Benedict, up top to Pendergrass at the top of the arc, and he traveled. Kind of an unforced error there by the big guy.
Well, he thought he had I think it was Royston going back door, and didn't have him. They played good defense, and he anticipated it was going to be open. He wasn't.
Borst now controls. He's dribbling just inside the center circle. Now he passes right side to Pollitt. Pollitt whips it up top to Record. And now right side to Rizzo. Inside to Hill. Hill against Pendergrass. Up and under and off and pulled down by Benedict. He's heading up court. Up ahead it goes to Royston, but Royston couldn't handle the pass. It's off his hands and back to Red Jacket. So now Pollitt swings it into Rizzo. He's at the foul line, guarded by 2 Wildcats. Baseline dump to Hill, and Hill misses again from the left side. And again, great defense by Pendergrass, bothering the shot. So 22-17, 4:08 to go. Wildcats lead. Second period. Lehue, top of the key. Back to Herod. 3-ball on the way. Ooh, in and out. Rattled in and out. And into the hands of Chase Rizzo. And Boris slows things up.
Both teams have stayed strictly man-to-man defense. The coaches aren't switching it up at all tonight.
Into the corner to Record. Down on the block to Rizzo. He's triple teamed. He rises, fires, and is fouled from the block. And it might be Herod. Let's see. Might be Pendergrass.
I thought 24. I thought they called on Benedict.
So that's Seth Benedict's second foul. And Rizzo's first free throw of 2 is too strong off the back iron and out. And the score remains 22-17, Wildcat advantage. 3:42 to go in the half. Stay with us for the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report, where we'll have Geneva head coach Matt Desering up with us. Rizzo does make the second, ahead of tomorrow morning's Section 5 Class B1 title game, which kicks off now in like 11 and a half hours. We'll be back here at the Blue Cross Live for Geneva Waterloo in Class B1. Royston, right side, picks up his dribble, swings it to Lehue. Lehue dumps it to Pendergrass on the block, up and over. Hill, no good, and Lehue flew in for the rebound and went down kind of hard, and the ball's out of bounds to Red Jacket. So far this quarter, we've seen Hill and Pendergrass go head-to-head a couple times, and they're coming up empty against each other.
Scoring.
Yeah.
I think there's only been one sub the whole game, right?
Yeah, Benedict.
Yeah, Red Jacket hasn't subbed at all.
And so now Borst hands to Pollitt. Pollitt to Borst. Left side guard tightly by Lehue, about 30 feet away. He rises into there and dumps it to
nice play.
to Hill, and Herod tied him up. It went out of bounds, and it'll stay with Red Jacket. Herod didn't agree. He thought it should have been Wildcat ball. 3:01 to go, 22-18, 4-point lead for Marcus Whitman.
Herod did an excellent job that time, because that was 2 points if he didn't come down to help out.
Pollitt picks up his dribble, hands it off to Matt Record. Record in a lot of traffic, off the glass, missed, rattled out. Skies in for his own rebound, the putback rims out. And a couple of good shots by Record, unlucky. Wildcat basketball up 4. Lehue now leaves it off for Hildreth, and now it's Herod, as Hildreth did check back into the ball game for Seth Benedict with those 2 fouls. And what was the call there, Sharpie?
Travel. He traveled.
So basketball back to Red Jacket. 2:33 to go in the half. Borst across the timeline. Surveys the defense as Lehue closes on him as he picks up his dribble. Over to Record now. Guarded by Royston. Now back to Borst. Left side. Now they switch on Borst. Royston's on Borst. And Pollitt to Rizzo. Rizzo at the foul line traveled. He turned to make a move, and he traveled.
One thing I noticed, again, when they played Byron Burgeon, they really like to use their strong hand. And I think Marcus Whitman's doing an excellent job forcing them to go left.
It's amazing with all the scoring we had in the first half, 33 total points. So far this quarter, just 7 between the two of them with 2 minutes to go. And there goes Hildreth with a great drive from the left side and scooped it under the arms of the defenders and off the glass. And just as I say it, there's some offense. 24-18, 6-point Whitman lead. Right side, Borst drives, misses, gets his own rebound, misses. A couple of point-blank layups from the right side fall off for Adam Borst, and now Lehue in no hurry walks it up. 1:33 to go. Hildreth slicks it into Herod, and Herod spins and finishes left hand, left side. 26-18, the lead back up to 8 for Marcus Whitman. Pollitt up top to Borst. NBA 3, in and out. Rebounded by Whitman. It was Hildreth. And now Hildreth holds. 1:05 to go in the half. As he finds Herod top of the key, working against Pollitt. Picks up his dribble into the corner now it goes.
It's constant movement on offense.
Now into the block, up and under. Liam Pendergrass gets it to go. 10-point lead for Marcus Whitman. 6 points for Pendergrass. As we show 42 seconds on the game clock here at the Blue Cross Arena in the first half. Red Jacket could really use a bucket. And it goes down from Hill to Rizzo. Rizzo rises, finishes, and he's fouled.
Rizzo did an excellent job that time, flashing the basketball. Record found him, and chance for an and one.
Huge bucket for Rizzo when they needed it most. The lead back down to single digits. If he can make the free throw, it'll be a 7-point lead for Marcus Whitman with 25.3 seconds remaining here in the first half. Rizzo shoots and scores. So 6 points this quarter for Rizzo.
I expect Whitman to hold to the last shot. We've seen so many times this year where teams you'd think they're going to hold for the last shot, and they put Jack one up at 10 seconds, but I think Whitman's disciplined enough here to make sure they go in with at least a 7-point lead.
Funny, too, it's Royston with the ball top of the key, not Lehue, as they let the clock count down. It's at 8 seconds,
coming off the
7 seconds, and it's Lehue top of the key. Pump fake as Rizzo flew out 3 seconds, and we got a kicked basketball. It'll stay with Whitman. Game clock shows 2.2 as it's going to be Hildreth inbounding the ball underneath his basket. And a streaking Royston has it knocked out, so now it says 1.3 on the clock. It was a nice play, but a good job of reaction by Red Jacket.
Absolutely.
And one more chance now with 1.3. It goes up top to Royston, but he dribbles, and I don't think he'll get it off. He wouldn't have counted it even if he made it. And it's everything we kind of hoped it would be so far. Kids playing hard here on a big stage at the Blue Cross. Your score at halftime, Whitman 28, Red Jacket 21. Geneva coach Matt Desring next on our Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report. Keep it right here on FingerLakes1.com.
This live presentation of high school basketball on FingerLakes1.com is made possible thanks to the support from Ticino's Pizzeria and Restaurant, celebrating 23 years in the Finger Lakes with locations at 22 Main Street in Waterloo, 40 Exchange Street in Geneva, and Del Lago Resort and Casino. Dine in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. Order online at Ticino's.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. For your life, home, auto, and future. Whether it's your first car, second home, or third child, the experienced professionals at Finger Lakes Partners can recommend the coverage that best utilizes and protects your assets. With offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo, and online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane. 4 generations strong, DeSanto Propane is a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com or call 1-800-752-4574 and look for DeSanto Propane on Facebook. Ferrara Lumber has been locally owned for 3 generations and is more than just a lumber and building supplier. Stop in on Baird Street in Seneca Falls to browse their full section of power tools, hardware, lawn and garden, painting, and plumbing supplies, and talk to their experienced staff before planning your next home improvement project. Brad Van Dusen Photography is a full-service photographer serving the Finger Lakes region, offering family, senior, and wedding portraits, also specializing in sports photos, collages, banners, and other keepsakes for your student athlete. For more information, find Brad on Facebook or visit bradvandusenphotography.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salads, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmer's Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmer's Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. It's a Wonderful Run 5K. It's a winter run like no other through the streets of Seneca Falls, the town that inspired Frank Capra's holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Learn more and register at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place in downtown Seneca Falls, locally owned for 43 years and serving great lunches Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 2 p.m. Legendary soups, wraps, salads, and the best burgers in town. For over 65 years, the Wilson Press has been serving Central New York as commercial printers with a full-service mail house. Specializing in offset and digital printing, graphic design services, full mail house services, marketing and advertising plans, and fundraising programs, call them today at 315-568-9693 or visit them online at wpress.com. Connie's Diner on Main Street in Waterloo has the ambiance you will only find in a true diner. Let the Cardazola family serve your next breakfast, lunch, or dinner from their vast menu of time-tested favorites and original recipes. Visit them online at connieswaterloo.com. And FingerLakes1.com Digital Marketing, website development, hosting, multimedia production, and home of the most popular website and mobile app in the Finger Lakes. Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1.
It's Big Truckin' Deals here at Bill Cram Chevrolet. Check out this cram-tastic inventory for big truckin' deals. Whatever truck you're looking for, we've got the inventory. Trucks for towing, trucks for family, trucks for work, and trucks for fun. Whatever you're into, we've got a big truckin' deal waiting for you. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our truckin' deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
And welcome back inside the Blue Cross Arena, Rochester, New York. Game 3 of the 3 games here at the Blue Cross tonight. The first game, Cal Mum defeated York 72-43 for the Class C 3 sectional title. And then the first half of our doubleheader here on FingerLakes1.com saw Lions defeat Perry 46-45. Quite a finish for the C2 sectional title. Lions 20th sectional championship in their school history. And here at halftime of the nightcap of the C1 title game, it's Marcus Whitman 28, Red Jacket 21. And as promised, it's the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report. And I'm joined by Geneva head coach Matt Desering. And coach, tomorrow morning, I mean, it's literally less than 11 and a half hours. You're going to be out here playing for a sectional title of your own. Are your kids ready to go?
We're excited. They're amped up. They're ready to play. Couple good days of practice, but they're itching to play. They're ready to go, so.
Hey, Mitch, so is there been any talk about the 9 a.m. start?
We've talked about it, but we knew, after Tuesday night we've been discussing it, and I've, so to speak, put a game plan in. We're going to have breakfast, going to light shoot around, just kind of have some type of routine like we would normally do at night games, so.
Well, we're feeling it too. We're going to be back here tomorrow morning, so we got to come up with a game plan ourselves. But, Sharpie, you've seen these guys play over the past couple of years, and to see it all culminate in this, you're going to play a very difficult Waterloo team, a familiar team. I know we're excited for it.
Yeah, what an accomplishment so far. I mean, your first year being number 1 seed and getting to the finals and the sectionals. I mean, so congratulations to you.
Thank you.
The thing I like about your kids, though, is they just go out and they play basketball. It seems like everybody knows their roles. They embrace them. It looks like they're using your game plan and not theirs. So that's a credit to you as far as how you're leading them.
Well, I appreciate that. The kids, I think it helps. I work at the school. I have a pretty good rapport with the kids. They see me all day. And really right now, I mean, we're so late in the season, learning basketball. I mean, what are we going to learn that we haven't already learned? Right. It's basically keeping them loose. Make sure they're, just make sure we're ready to play. We're not uptight. The kids had a very loose practice today, ready to go. We even had a little half-court shot competition just to keep things light,
Yep.
So
who won?
Actually, Josiah Pillay, my last guy on the bench. My football player.
So if it comes down to it, you need to hoist one dust wage up. We'll know what to look
Josiah,
for.
Right?
Well, he had a big one against Newark when he came in off the bench.
Right, he did. That was huge. First points of the season for him.
I've seen a lot of basketball this year, but one of the things I was most impressed with was how your kids didn't pack it in when they're down 10 with under 4 minutes to go at Waterloo. In a game that meant everything. You ran off the next 17 points. So
right. Well, the thing is with these kids, we talk all the time. They don't think there's anybody we can't play with. They have that confidence, but it's not overconfident. We got down and we talked on the bench, and I said we just got to pick it up. The pace, and then they just went out and did it. I mean, the great thing with these kids is they just go get it. Like anytime I'm on them or talk to them and I push them, they step up to the plate, and that's what you want.
Right.
So, what an exciting night it was at the semifinals on Tuesday night over at Pittsford Sutherland. You guys really took it to Hornell, and then in Game 2, Waterloo and Newark, another Finger Lakes East rivalry, went right down to the wire. A big shot by Kyle Saluka. But one of the things that stood out to me the most that night was Devin Martin. He just looks like every game he gets more and more dominant, like a special player. One of the best players in all of Section 5 he's developed into it in his junior year. Yeah, well, I told him after the game, I said, you play like that every night. I said, we're winning ball games. It doesn't matter who's on the other side of the court. At times I think there's just he's used to being a point guard at the lower levels. He's always handled the ball. I've got so many guards.
not that I don't want him handling the ball because he can, but we don't need him to. And that frees him up to do so many more things, like do the rebounds. And you know, he plays. I mean, his defense was phenomenal the other night. I mean, it's probably the best defensive performance he's had all year. Yeah. You know, he has a lot to learn, and not that I can teach him everything, but some of the, you know, if he listens to what I'm trying to tell him and get him to do, I really think it'll improve his game. And it showed. He's grown as the season's gone on.
He's got the athletic ability to play at the next level.
Oh, absolutely.
Athletic ability.
And that's what
everything else.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about. I said, look, I'm ready to get you to the next level, help you. But, you know, listen to some of the things I'm telling you. Not that I know everything, but.
Well, Coach, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Well,
Good best
I'll be
of luck.
here bright and early.
And, enjoy the second half of this one.
I will. Thank you.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Coach. That was Geneva head coach Matt Desering, who will be bringing his Panthers onto the floor at the Blue Cross Arena tomorrow prior to 9 a.m. for a 9 a.m. tip. And holy cow, I mean, that's something different right there. As we're about ready for the second half of action here at the Blue Cross Arena. I'm Jim Sinicropi alongside Kevin Sharp and Sharpie. As we get ready for the second half, what we saw was Marcus Whitman, actually both teams with a big first quarter, scoring slowed down, not a lot of subs. 7-point Whitman lead. What does Red Jacket have to do to get back into this game?
I think they had a real good start to that second quarter.
Yeah.
You know, I said at the quarter break is that, you know, you can't live and die with a three here, up here. And I think Whitman maybe only hit 1 3 in the second quarter. So, you know, it bodes well for Red Jacket. Just keep plugging away, keep playing solid defense.
As the second half now underway, Whitman basketball moving from our right to left this time as Lehue almost loses it now. Swings it over to Hildreth. Hildreth pops it out to Lehue, throws it into Pendergrass, struggles with it, misses the shot off of Royston's hands and out of bounds. Nope, they're going to say it's going to be Marcus Whitman basketball. So fresh shot clock, 7:30 to go, 32 to go, third period, 28-21 Whitman leads. And looking at the first half stats, for Marcus Whitman, it was Ryan Herod leading the way as a beautiful interior pass to Herod, who lays it up and in, and he now has a game-high 12 points. So Whitman now down 9.
You just never know who's going to hurt
Whitman
you.
Up 9. Whitman up 9. Yeah.
That's a good call.
So it looks like they're going to get either Herod or Hildreth with the foul on a Rizzo shot. Rizzo's going to head to the free throw line.
They're really sitting on their right hands or making them use their left, and it's causing Red Jacket some problems right now.
So first free throw from Rizzo down. He is now 3 of 4 from the line. Lead down to 8. Another free throw coming. And he eyes the rim and shoots right in front of our vantage point. We're a little more positioned to the right side of the court, directly across from the Red Jacket bench. And Whitman gets back to work in the half court. Herod, now it's Pendergrass and Hildreth. Hildreth to the right, drives against Hill, kicks out to the corner to Lehue. Lehue finds Pendergrass on the block. Up top it goes. A little floater from Herod. He's fouled from behind by Pollitt, and we'll have free throws coming now for Whitman. And the first sub of the game, actually, Matt Record started the second half on the bench, I believe.
No, he's out there.
Who we got coming in over there? First free throw from Herod, high off the back iron and no good.
Is it looking?
Dalton Hanline?
Yep, that's
yeah,
what it is. Yep.
Hanline's checking in. Second free throw good, so 1 of 2 for Herod. And now Record holds, top of the key, dribbling against Royston, rises, dumps it to Rizzo, turnaround jumper from about 6 feet over a couple Wildcats, goes down for Rizzo, and it's 31-25, Whitman by 6, 6:28 to go. Hildreth over to Herod, now it's Royston in front of his own bench, inside to Pendergrass, outside to Hildreth, who knocks down a 3 from the corner, And the Wildcats came to shoot tonight, 34-25.
Great inside out action that time by Pendergrass. Only got with a
5 3-pointers for Whitman as Travis Hill just turned on the block and went to score, blocked from behind by Pendergrass, but a foul called. So now free throws coming from Travis Hill, who had 6 points in the first half, to go along with 3 rebounds.
Only Pendergrass' first foul, that's nice to see for Whitman. We've seen a couple games he's been in serious foul trouble.
Hill misses a first. Lead remains at 9. And the second free throw bounces off the back rim and then the backboard high in the air, and it drops through. 34-26, 5:58 to go, third period. Inside to Pendergrass. He fakes the pass to Hildreth. Now it's out top to Leyhew. Leyhew drives. A little floater. He hits it with the left hand. What a tough player. And that was actually Herod, not Leyhew. And now inside to Rizzo. Rizzo on the block against Pendergrass. Pendergrass holds his ground. Rizzo misses. 36-26. Whitman lead. And a drive from Hildreth. Bounce pass to Pendergrass. And he's fouled at the rim. He misses a shot. It was Hill fouling him. And now Pendergrass will shoot some free throws.
I'm not shocked at all with how Whitman's playing defense. We've seen it a number of times this year where they just go after it, and they're making things very, very difficult for Red Jacket.
First free throw well short from Pendergrass, barely grazed the front of the rim. And now he tries to give his team an 11-point lead. Second one much better from the senior. 37-26, 5:23 to go. Whitman leads. Record almost stolen by Hildreth, and now it's Royston trying to battle with the basketball with Hill, and a foul on Hill. So Hill picks up 2 quick fouls here in the third period, his first 2 of the game, and with 5:12 in the third, it's Whitman 37, Red Jacket 26. As they whip it left side, it's Royston, holds it, up top it goes to Hildreth. Around the horn to Pendergrass, and now back to Herod. 3 ball from the top of the key, good!
Boy, did he come to play, huh?
18 points, I think, for Herod, right? Am I missing it?
No, I'm saying 14-point.
14-point lead, 18 points for Herod in the game. 40-26, 4:55 to go, third period, and yeah, Herod's taking over the ball game right now.
I just love the way Whitman plays offense. They never stop moving. They get all knocked down the 3. You know, the thing they haven't done today is really finish inside with Pendergrass. He's missed a couple easy chippies. If he makes a couple of those, it's a 20-point game right now.
So it's danger time for the Red Jacket Indians with 4:55 to go in the third. As Coach Gage pulls out Hill, he's going to go with Handline, Rizzo, Record, Borst, and Pollitt. Or excuse me, for the first time today, we're going to see Andrew DeMore into the ball game. Record finds Handline. Now Rizzo, right elbow, 1 dribble. Tries to go high-low to DeMore, but it's over his head and out of bounds. And the Whitman bench, pretty animated, pretty excited. They've been really working towards the goal of a sectional title. And with 4:39 in the third, up 14, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Royston now controls. Up top, swung around from Herod to Pendergrass, down the block to Royston. And they find Hildreth. He lets it go. He's fouled. A couple of free throws. You know, I think Hill's on the bench, so they got DeMore. So 4:23 to go, and it's going to be Noah Hildreth shooting a pair of free throws to extend this lead. First one is too strong, off the rim, no good. And if you can make this one, it's a 15-point lead. I don't think anybody saw a 15-point lead coming either way in this game.
Absolutely.
Second free throw rims out. So 0 for 2 on that trip to the line. And Red Jacket needs a bucket. They've only got one field goal so far this quarter. Handline out on the wing. It's Record driving, going reverse, kind of stuffed by the bottom of the backboard. Now he brings it back out, and they're all over Record when he touches it, but he finds Rizzo on the block, and he spins and finishes. And Rizzo has 12 points. Big bucket for the senior. 40-28, Whitman leads. Here comes Jordan Lehue, going right to the basket, right by Handline, lays it up off the glass and good, and he's fouled.
Oh, my.
I think he crossed midcourt, saw Handline guarding him, and was like, you know what? Let's go.
And it was set up perfectly because there was nobody in the lane to be able to come over to stop his penetration.
Such a smart player for a junior. First saw him do a few things as a sophomore. He said, man, this kid.
It's a freshman.
Yeah, you're looking at him and you're like, he looks unassuming as he finishes the three-point play. Biggest lead of the game for the Wildcats at 15, 3:43 to go. But, you know, I like to call him the babyface killer, Jordan Lehue. And so Pollitt hands to Record. Record been held quiet tonight. He almost loses it there, but it goes to Rizzo. Rizzo kicks it out to Pollitt. Pollitt drives, pulls up into the corner. It goes to Borst, and Borst is fouled from behind by Lehue. And it'll be a fresh shot clock with 3:23 to go in the third, and a 15-point Wildcat advantage. Red Jacket inbounding in front of their own bench on the baseline, as the Red Jacket student section kind of held in check right now, kind of sitting on their hands, but they throw it into Rizzo off the lob pass. He catches and misses, and now we got a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to stay with Red Jacket.
Whitman's getting to every loose ball. They're getting their hands on everything.
So, inbounding underneath their own basket, it's Royston on the basketball. He turns his back to the inbounder to see the cutters, and now they get it in the corner to Pollitt. Back in to Borst, and Borst, who was the inbounder and got it back on the block, turned and shot over Royston, got it to hit the side of the rim and tumble over and in. Big bucket for Borst and for Red Jacket, lead down to 13. 3 minutes to go here in the third. Hildreth, free throw line shot, way off. And the rebound bounced around and into the hands of Red Jacket, and Borst now controls at the top of the key here at the Blue Cross Arena. Dribbles right side, hangs. Benedict got a hand on it. That might be the third foul on Benedict.
He thought he got all ball. Matt Labonis right on it.
So now more free throws for Red Jacket. Try to get that lead back down to near single digits. They trail by 13. Plenty of time, 2:45 to go, as Borst now spins and dribbles and releases with the right-hand shot and right through the cylinder, as Borst has scored the last three for Red Jacket when they need it the most.
Yeah, I tell Red Jacket's seen this kind of defense all year. You know, everybody's sliding over, helping out.
Misses a second, but Chase Rizzo with the offensive rebound, and another opportunity for Red Jacket as it goes to Pollitt. Pollitt dribbles out top to Borst. Deep three, well short. Long rebound controlled by Pendergrass. He had a chance to push it up, but instead he pulls it back, gives it to his point guard Lehue. And now Lehue swings it to Hildreth, to Pendergrass, to Royston. Royston holds, hands to Benedict. And now over to Hildreth again. Lehue down on the block to Benedict. Left side, he spins, gets Pollitt in the air, shoots over him, swish!
You know, we talk about the great athletes for Red Jacket, but we can't forget that Benedict's a Division II athlete.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing Division II lacrosse.
At Lemoyne. There he scores his first 2 points of the game. Now it goes on the block to Rizzo, stripped by Benedict.
Came from the weak side. Excellent job that time by Benedict.
45-31, so Red Jackets push to get it back to single digits. Marcus Whitman had an answer. It's back to 14. Coach O'Connor wants to talk it over. And we're at 1:43 remaining in the third. 45-31 Whitman.
I think Red Jackets really got to get this thing down to 8 or under here to start the fourth quarter, because Whitman's the kind of team that's so disciplined that, I don't want to jinx it, but I have a hard time believing they're going to beat themselves.
Yeah.
So you got to get it within striking distance.
I think that they've done a great job at containing Matt Record, one of the better scorers in the Finger Lakes West. He hit an early baseline jumper in the first half, and that's it. He hasn't been able to get shots.
He had 35 points the other night in a 32-minute game. You put that on NBA type, and that's 55 points, over a 48-minute game.
So they're back on the court. Ball's inbound to Royston's going to bring it across now. And he shoots it left side to Benedict. Now Benedict dribbles top of the key and gets it right side to Lehue, who now passes down to Hildreth. Hildreth finds Pendergrass at the elbow, gets it back from him. Hildreth drives, and a little floater with the right hand, no good. Ripped down by Rizzo. Here comes Chase Rizzo. Dribbling near side, down the court. Looks like he wants to take it. Here he goes. He shuffles it off, though, to DeMore, and now out top it goes to Legault into the game for the first time. Legault probes the top of the defense. They sling it down to Rizzo. Baseline jumper. Good!
Great possession that time for Red Jacket. 4 or 5 different guys handled the basketball, and Rizzo's able to knock down a jump shot. 8
for Rizzo this quarter, 14 on the game. And now quick give and go inside. It's Benedict laying it in with the left hand, and the lead 14 again with 46 seconds left. And Benedict has his first 4 points of the game here, all in the third. Game clock down to 40 in the third period. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Rizzo holds, guarded by Benedict, drives baseline, tried to whip it to a cutter, missed it. Now Boris goes high-low. It's DeMore spinning and can't finish. Rebound hauled in by Pendergrass, quickly given to Lehue, and now Marcus Whitman can hold for one and go to the fourth quarter, 8 minutes away from a sectional title with a 14-point lead. Benedict now to Hildreth, to Lehue, to Pendergrass. Pendergrass holds. Pendergrass thinks about driving. 6 seconds on the clock. Now Benedict goes baseline, dumps it off to Pendergrass, who hits from point-blank range. 16-point Wildcat lead. End of the third period. 8 minutes to go here in the Section 5 Class C1 title game, and the dream could be real for Coach O'Connor and his boys as we head to the fourth quarter right after this on FingerLakes1.com.
Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1. Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more.
And we're bringing you back live inside the Blue Cross Arena right now as the fourth quarter just underway. Whitman is with a 16-point lead over Red Jacket. And now a drive on the left side from Herod, and it's out of bounds. It'll be Red Jacket ball. So Whitman starts with the first possession of the fourth. They don't score, and here comes Red Jacket. Red Jacket really needs a bucket. Borst passes to Rizzo. I just don't see this Whitman team as the type of team that's going to lose a 16-point lead, Sharpie.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And Boris misses from the right side, pulled down by Benedict.
Closing out that third quarter, Whitman did an excellent job. They want to get the last shot, and they did, and they end up converting that shot.
Now Lehue swings it left side to Royston, up top to Benedict. 7-11 remaining in the ball game. Now it's left side to Herod, and then back to Pendergrass. Now working off a Pendergrass pick is Benedict into the lane. He hangs and finishes. Quick release as he points to some of his classmates as he sprints down the court, and Benedict's come alive here late. He's got 6. And who hit that one? Was it Borst?
DeMore, I think.
DeMore?
Yep.
Quick answer.
Hill.
From Hill.
Yep.
So that was Travis Hill back into the game, and the lead's back at 16, 6:36 to go. And now it's up top to Herod. Herod over to Pendergrass. Pendergrass right side to Lehue. Lehue working off a Pendergrass pick. Oh, I thought he was going to pull the trigger from 3. Instead, he dumps it to the block. Pendergrass spins right, then left, finishes with the left hand, gets tripped up heading down court. He's back on his feet, and the lead is now 18, biggest lead of the night for the Wildcats.
Great shot by Pendergrass. He showed a great patience, and he finished with his offhand.
11 points for the senior center, and he blocks Record, who took it to the rim, but a foul. And there's Matt Record. We're talking about seniors like Matt Record and Borst and Rizzo and Hill potentially playing their last game here, faced with an 18-point deficit with 6:02 to go. Again, second year in a row at the Blue Cross Arena as Record can't get the first free throw to go. Frustrating night.
Yeah, it's tough.
For one of the best players in the Finger Lakes West.
No doubt. And the whole Finger Lakes.
Yeah.
One of the best players in all the Finger Lakes.
Couple dribbles and a second free throw. This one goes down. So 3 points on the night for Record. Ball inbounded to Benedict. Now we're seeing some full court pressure from Red Jacket, but they get it across no problem. It's now Lehue with 5:50 to go. They're counting down the minutes here. Marcus Whitman Wildcat Nation. Bounce pass from Pendergrass inside to Royston. He's fouled. He almost made the shot. Would have been a circus shot.
Well, we've seen a few of those out of him over the past 3 weeks.
And now Royston shooting free throws with 5:39 to go. And now Whitman in full control here late on a Friday night at the Blue Cross Arena. And he makes the first, and it's a 180-degree change from what it was last year at this time when they were the ones that were trailing big late against C.G. Finney. So I'm sure they're feeling a lot better about things tonight as he makes the second one. And it's 55-36. 5:34 to go in the ball game as Borst spins on the right side and finishes. Borst with 8. And Rizzo almost gets the steal.
Hustle.
Yeah, he's still not. They're not giving up, that's for sure. With 5:25 to go, the lead at 17, and they'll be inbounding from 90 feet from their own basket on the baseline against full court pressure.
Here.
They do get it into Lehue, and a stolen. Yeah, it is stolen and put up and missed by Borst, and then flying in to pick it up is Royston. He gets it to Lehue. Lehue kicks it to Royston, top of the key into Pendergrass. Back out to Benedict. Benedict rises and fires from 19 feet. No good. Rebounded by Record. Quickly the other way comes Record. Record against Royston. Spins, hangs, and short. And rebounded by Pendergrass. 4:54 to go. 55-38. Whitman leads as Benedict brings it up the near side across the timeline with the left hand. Guarded by Record, picked by Pendergrass. Now up top it goes to Herod. Herod to Royston. Royston to Pendergrass. Pendergrass swings it. Here comes Lehue. Lehue to Herod now. We're working some clock. 10 seconds to shoot. 4:29 in the game. Benedict splits the defenders, lays it off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Pollitt.
Still a solid possession by Whitman. They took almost 30 seconds off the shot clock.
Record had a 3 for a second, but Royston closed, and now the ball tipped out of the hands of Travis Hill and back into Marcus Whitman, and Lehue walks it across. In no hurry, and we got a timeout, Coach O'Connor. 4:05 to go, 55-38.
For the next 4 minutes, I think you're going to see Whitman do a 25 or a layup type of game. You take 25 seconds off, either layup or 25 seconds off the shot clock, whichever comes first.
They move the ball so well, and they all move so well off the ball that just kind of suits them to be able to just do a little type of weave and
Absolutely. They run off double screens, off stagger screens, off back screens to try to get a layup, but they're not going to be in any hurry now, and I'm sure that's what Coach O'Connor is telling them right now in the huddle. 4 minutes away from a sectional championship, you got a 17-point lead.
Right.
The score and clock, right?
Yep. Yeah, at this point, anything less than cruising to victory lane would be really be surprising.
Be a shocker, right?
Given how well coached they are. And if you're Coach Trevor Gage, what do you tell your guys right now with 4 minutes left, down 17?
Just keep playing hard. I mean, we talked to Coach Desiree, and they went on a 17-point run with about the same amount of time left against Waterloo, so it can happen. They're going to be in full-out deny mode. I don't think they're going to do everything they can to not let him get the ball in bounds.
And what's cool there is that they were denying. Rizzo knocked over Herod, and we got a turnover. They're saying Leyhu's foot was on the ground off the inbounds. But what's cool about that is Chase Rizzo, down 17 points, inadvertently knocked down Herod in the middle of the play, stopped to help him up. Great kids on both sides of the ball here at the Blue Cross. So Rizzo, now to record, dumps it down to Borst. He can't get anything. He's just collapsed on. Up top to Pollitt. Pollitt drives, dishes for Hill. Hill can't get the layup. Iron unkind. Rebounded by Benedict. Shuffle to Leyhu. 3:40 to go. 55-38. Whitman leads. Almost a steal, but on the ground is Herod, and it's tied up. We're going to have a jump ball. And it's Pendergrass quick over to...
I think it was a timeout. I think Coach O'Connor called a timeout to save the possession.
So 3:31 to go. That lead remains at 17. And late here on a Friday night, about 10:05 p.m.
The games have gone
pretty quick.
Yeah,
I mean, this was a 9 o'clock tip, and we're just over an hour into it, and which is we're thankful for, seeing that we're going to have to be back here tomorrow morning. 8:30 a.m. pregame show here on FingerLakes1.com radio here at the Big House. 9 o'clock tip. The Class B1 championship game between Geneva and Waterloo. I'll have the call for that one with Kevin Korzaneski. We're calling it breakfast at the Big House. Then shortly after the conclusion of that game, we'll kick it over to Gates Chili High School for the Palmac Lady Red Raiders Section 5 Class B1 girls title game against Stansville. And then at 3 o'clock, it'll be the Penn Yan Lady Mustangs against Avon for the B2 girls title game on WFLR. And then 7 p.m. back on Finger Lakes 1 Radio, Paul Russo and Nick Felice will have the Lyons Lady Lions taking on the Keshequa Indians to try to make it double sectional titles for Lions, the boys and the girls, as Lions won earlier tonight. Here, ball back in play with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Seth Benedict hits a little runner. And it is all Whitman tonight. Since the second period, they've just run away. 57-38, 3:03 to go. They dump it inside to Hill. Hill is fouled. They might have got Benedict with his 4th there.
Pendergrass.
No, they did. They got Liam Pendergrass. So just a second foul for Pendergrass. And, with 3:01 to remain here, I think a little bit on the postgame show, Sharpie, we got to talk about how good this Whitman team really is. We're going to find out going forward.
Absolutely. They got, looks like they'll probably be playing Cal Mum on Monday night.
Which won't be easy. Now, Cal Mum just beat York earlier tonight, 72-43, as Travis Hill makes 2 free throws. And that York team that Cal Mum just beat by almost 30 points was Red Jackets' lone loss of the season, so it should be a good one. Be interesting to see where it's located if Whitman can hold on here. 2:48 to go, 57-40. It's a 17-point lead. And we got more free throws coming. It's going to be Jordan Leyhu heading to the free throw line.
Whitman's Red Jackets' low scoring output this year so far has been 47 points. And a 47-46 win over HAC.
Which was a shocking score at the time.
Right.
Leyhu makes the first free throw. And now he has 12 points. Make it 13. And then back, make it a 19-point lead. Biggest of the night. 2:43 to go. Into the corner to Record it goes. Near side. Guarded by Royston. Bounce pass inside to DeMore. DeMore loses it. It's booted out top to Boris. Now it's Rizzo. Just got to let this go here. Working a lot of clock.
Great defense.
Boris with a deep three, short. Long rebound, controlled by Boris. A little collision between Legault and Royston. As Record turns on the baseline, misses the jumper, and it's back to Whitman. Benedict with the rebound. Hands it off to his point guard, and now up ahead to Herod. And now up top with 22 to shoot. Inside 2 minutes at the Blue Cross. Pendergrass into the corner to Benedict. Nobody's even looking at the rim yet. 10 seconds to shoot. Lehue into Pendergrass on the block. A little right-handed spin and finish. Pretty impressive. He got off to a slow start, did Pendergrass offensively.
Rizzo beat him up the court for a layup.
And Rizzo gets a quick one. He's had a great game. 61-42, 128 to go. As now we're going to burn some more clock here. Is Coach O'Connor's Wildcats.
What a performance by Whitman, though. I don't think any of us saw this coming. I thought they could win the game, but not by 19 points.
Not shocked, and it looks like Coach Gage is going to clear the bench right now. Boy, a strong baseball pass from Lehue into Royston, and it's out of bounds, and we have some subs coming in for Red Jacket, wholesale subs, and there go the seniors. Rizzo, Record, Hill, Boris for the final time. It's got to be tough, and here goes the starting lineup for the Whitman Wildcats over to the bench with a little different feeling.
Right.
Matt Record, I think, a little shocked at the way things played out today. He had a really tough night. For Whitman, the celebration about to begin. 1:05 to go as they get it inbound. We'll see if some of these, see who can get in the scorebook here at the Blue Cross Arena. We got Dakota Blue Eye, we got Carson Miller, and Connor Tomian. I'm almost shocked that we didn't see Tomian at all today. And there he is.
Well, Coach O'Connor had a game plan, and the kids stuck to it. Kudos to them.
They inbound it to Tomian. He scores. Zach Lovejoy also into the ball game. Another guy who played a huge role on Monday night, and this is his first action. So, but you know what? I don't think that any of those guys care right now. I think
they probably don't care, and their parents probably don't care. The big thing is bringing home that very elusive Section 5 title.
So now at the free throw line and knocking down a free throw is Trenton Coyne. Getting in the scorebook with 52.2 seconds left, 63-43 your score, and he knocks them both down. And he's another senior on the Red Jacket squad, so he can forever look at the box score here at the Blue Cross and see his name with a couple of free throws. Blue Eye for three! Oh man, it looked online but long. 40 seconds. As the ball controlled by Brock Hill, and out of bounds it goes. Also into the ball game now, Kyler Carlton, Christian Van Gorder, and Hunter Fitzpatrick. And with 26 seconds left, Blue Eye top of the key between the legs. Lovejoy out to Tomian. Tomian dribbles, kicks it out to Hildreth. And the game clock at 10 seconds. Blue Eye holds, and that's going to about do it. Noah Hildreth has a basketball. 3, 2, 1. And for the first time since 1976, the Marcus Whitman Wildcats are sectional champions as they embrace in front of their bench and now break their celebration in a great show of respect to quickly go through the handshake line with this great Red Jacket Indian team, senior laden, and now as they make their way through, they're heading back to the bench to celebrate, and well-deserved. They worked so hard. They've had so many disappointments. There they go, off the left side of the court against the glass in the corner where their student section is waiting. And now back onto the court. Coach Liam Pendergrass tracks down Coach O'Connor, and it's got to feel good. You know, you always set that as the goal, and they work hard, and they feel like things are going that way, and you never know. As you can see on the opposite side of things,
what
where
a difference in emotions. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm very happy for Coach O'Connor and the Whitman kids because they have worked so hard for it. But I feel equally as bad for the Red Jacket kids, the seniors. It's too bad you come up here and you got these dreams and these hopes, and you it just wasn't their night tonight.
Nope, and that happens, and great game plan by Coach O'Connor, and really you look at it and look at all the guys that scored tonight. Unofficially, we'll get the official scoring up here during our Little John Orthodontic postgame show, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in double digits. Seth Benedict with 8 points. And then guys like Aiden Royson just had a couple of free throws, but his impact on the game, the way he played defense on Matt Record.
We said all year long, this team is a lot like Geneva, where anybody can go out on any given night and put up 20. And Benedict comes off the bench and has the game that he has. It's just really a credit to Coach O'Connor's program, and look at the respect they're showing for Coach Trevor Gage.
They're on their feet,
all standing up, clapping for him.
And nobody's going anywhere on the Whitman side of things here. As I think we're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll have more of the post-game celebration here at the Blue Cross Arena. We'll talk about what's next for this Marcus Whitman team, and we'll certainly pay respect to a great senior class at Red Jacket. But once again, your final score in the Class C1 title game here at the Blue Cross Arena: Marcus Whitman 64, Marcus Whitman 63, Red Jacket 44. Marcus Whitman Wildcats sectional champs for the first time in 44 years.
Help FingerLakes1.com bring you more great live local sports coverage by becoming a supporter at patreon.com/FL1. Generations Bank is celebrating 150 years of serving and supporting our hometowns. Visit mygenbank.com for the best choices in checking, savings, home equities, mortgages, and much more. Generations has been the Finger Lakes Bank since 1870. Generations Bank, member FDIC.
DeSanto. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet, Waterloo Exit 41, Highway 5 and 20 in Seneca Falls. See all our trucking deals at BillCramChevrolet.com.
Dr. Littlejohn, Dr. Barbie, and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal: to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com.
And welcome back inside the Blue Cross Arena late on a Friday night. I'm Jim Sinicropi alongside Kevin Sharp for FingerLakes1.com. It's a Little John Orthodontics Smiles with Style post-game show. We just had the final official statistics delivered up here by the great Bob Miranda. Always so accommodating to us at any Section 5 events. And also want to give a shout out to Section 5 Chairman Kathy Hoy and Media Coordinator Sean Jeffers. And everybody really involved in Section 5 for putting on such a great tournament.
What a great event the Section 5 tournament is. You know, Timmy Darnell, Coach Darnell mentioned that one of the reasons why he wanted to come back here was because of the Section 5 tournament.
And who would have thought in just 1 year he would be ready to compete here at the Blue Cross for a sectional title tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. But here your final score, Marcus Whitman 63, Red Jacket 44. I don't think that anybody saw this coming. I thought we saw a closer game, but in the end, I'm not totally shocked just because when this Whitman team clicks like they did tonight, and you know, I think that part of it is we mentioned off the top all the struggles that they've gone through, the disappointments, going way back to you know, that North Rose Wolcott loss in Waterloo in the semifinals. That I don't think they didn't want to leave anything to chance. I think they came ready to play. They didn't want even another team to give them their best effort. They still wanted to make sure they won.
And kudos to them for their non-league, for their going independent schedule. I mean, they could have stayed in the West, rolled through it, but I'm a firm believer that if they would have stayed in the West, it would have been a heck of a lot closer game tonight. Those games against North Star and Lyons and Geneva, those schools all prepared them for this moment right here,
where they just received their sectional block and now they're posing for a picture. And again, Coach O'Connor can change that lock on the balls in the gym from 1976 to 2020, and they'll try to win another one next year. But you know, we're getting ready for the all-tournament team. You know, this celebration probably go well into the night for Marcus Whitman Nation. I'm sure that a lot of the folks still with us here on FingerLakes1.com radio just want to touch a little bit of the celebration for Marcus Whitman. Probably a lot of former players, and standing ovation for Coach O'Connor as he comes out to midcourt. Everybody loves Coach O'Connor, you know, throughout the Wayne Finger Lakes for sure. Waco for what? As a potential location. So we're trying to figure out what the C playing grounds will look like now in terms of, you know, the location of the basketball games, and it looks like we'll have that for you on FingerLakes1.com when it becomes official. I guess everything else is just speculation at this point, but give me a chance to run through some final statistics for you. Marcus Whitman jumped out to a 20-13 lead. Red Jackets stemmed the tide early in the second, cutting that lead down to as little as 4. It was a low-scoring second period that finished 8-8. Halftime score was 21-12. Or excuse me, halftime score was 28-21, and then Whitman just came out firing again in the third quarter, scoring 21 points in the third, and then slowing things down a bit in the fourth as they hold on to win 63-44. As the players now being recognized one by one, it was Seth Benedict just being called out to get their individual awards. And for Red Jacket, it was Chase Rizzo leading the way with 16 points.
He had an outstanding game tonight.
He was 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He also pulled down 7 rebounds. He did turn it over 7 times. And then it was Travis Hill with 11 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line, 3 rebounds, a couple of assists. Adam Borst, the point guard, shot 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point range. One of only 2 Red Jacket Indians to shoot a three-pointer, the other being Mason Pollitt, who went 0 for 2. Boris finished with 8 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. Matt Record in his final game as a Red Jacket Indian, 3 points on 1 of 8 shooting, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. As Marcus Whitman shot 54% from the field.
Here.
That's pretty good. Yeah. First time in a while, in a year on the Blue Cross Arena. That is some great shooting.
6 for 9 from 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's like approaching Villanova Wildcat versus Georgetown percentages, I suppose, especially when you consider they're only in high school and they're playing on such a foreign environment. Now, individual statistics, it was Ryan Herod leading all scorers with 18 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 3 of 4 from three-point range, 1 of 2 from the line, 7 of 11 from the field. And then you had Liam Pendergrass with 13 points, 6 of 14 from the field, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Jordan Lehue, 13 points as well, 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, only 2 turnovers, and 1 steal. Really impressive performance by Jordan Lehue. Rounding out the scoring, Seth Benedict had 8 points all in the second half, 4 of 7 from the field, 4 rebounds. And then you had Noah Hildreth, 3 of 5 for the field, 1 of 1 from long range, 7 points, 2 assists, 2 points for Aiden Royston, 0 of 1 from the field. He only shot once, made a couple of free throws, 2 for 2, had an assist, had 4 rebounds, had 2 steals, and basically locked down Matt Record all night. And then Connor Tomian rounds out the scoring with 2 points. And again, you know, they were 25 of 46 from the field as a team, 6 of 9 from three-point range, and they're now down on the court during the post-game ceremony as we wait to see and there's our buddy. We had him up during halftime of our first game, Andrew Gabbard, on the point guard, being called down for the all-tournament team. Well-deserved.
Absolutely.
And, you know, again, look at the whole Whitman bench on their feet just to show respect for Gabbard and the great game he played on
against them, right?
Monday night in Newark. Next up, Matt Record, despite a rough game tonight, he's had a great postseason, and he's now heading out to midcourt too as a member of the all-tournament team, which is a great honor, you know, for any player.
Away from
right. And Aiden Royston, how about that? Aiden Royston, this is voted on by the coaches, right? 2 points tonight,
right.
2 free throws. But obviously recognized for the outstanding effort, especially defensively. And it's got to be a proud moment for his mom on the bench.
Sure.
As Seth Benedict now also honored as part of the all-tournament team. Or is this?
Marcus Whitman,
And Ryan Herod.
He had 18 points tonight, so I mean,
yeah, leading scorer. I mean, MVP going to be Lehue, you think?
probably.
Chase Rizzo, honored for Red Jacket, well deserved.
We should mention that Hildreth and Marcus Whitman Powell from Red Jacket were Sportsmanship Award winners.
Also a nice honor.
Yep.
As we're waiting to hear, it is Lehue, the babyface killer, is MVP in his junior season, and it's just so amazing to think, just rewind the clock a couple years, say Whitman's going to win the sectional title at the Blue Cross in 2020, and Jordan Lehue is going to be the MVP over all the other great players on this team. But, you know, I really do believe he's become one of the best players, not only in the Wayne Finger Lakes, but Section 5 in terms of a point guard, his ability to score inside and out, his basketball knowledge and acumen, and well-deserved honor for Jordan Lehue.
You hit the nail on the head. with that young man. And just a class kid too. The whole program, all the players on this team are just class. They're a great representation of Marcus Whitman High School.
So a great night to be a Marcus Whitman Wildcat. Sharpie, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to head home, and Finger Lakes 1 will be back here tomorrow morning for an 8:30 pregame start. Jim Sinicropi, myself, and Kevin Korzaneski will have the call for the Class B1 championship game, another great one, a Finger Lakes East showdown between the Geneva Panthers and the Waterloo Indians. Also, tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock, the Pal Mac Lady Red Raiders taking on Dansville on Finger Lakes 1 Radio at 1 o'clock. At 3 o'clock on WFLR Radio, the Penyan Mustangs go for a sectional title against Avon, and then the nightcap to close out championship weekend at 7 p.m. It will be the Lady Lions against the Keshequa Lady Indians for the Class C2 girls tournament title. And then we'll take a breath on Sunday and we'll see where we are Monday for this Class C play-in. And then, whether Geneva or Waterloo wins tomorrow on the boys' side and B1, they'll be involved in a
Wednesday
Class
night.
B play. And so our season rolls on as the Wayne Finger Lakes team's having a great postseason this year. And, we did see a great ball game tonight. 2 great ball games, 3 great ball games, although we broadcast 2. Game 1 again, Calmum defeats York 72-43 to win the Section 5 Class C3 championship. Game 2, it was Lions holding on to beat Perry 46-45 to win the Section 5 Class C2 championship, and Marcus Whitman in the nightcap